Yo, 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 welcome to the Blue Lounge. Welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are all having a good evening. I hope you guys are all relaxed, chilled out, and ready to enjoy the stream. If you haven't already done so, I ask you to hit that like button and give it out of the way. And if you're new, consider subscribing while you're watching the stream. I want to say a shout out and a big up to the people who are currently in the chat. MCIG, oh boy, listen. At least you got to see the official draw because the first one it was cocked up. So, big up to you, MCIG. Big up to CFC Harry. Hello. We got Lille twice. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Tyrone, big up to you. Welcome to the stream. Max Burton, pleasure to have you in the chat tonight. Big up to you. Big up to you. Mo, how are you? How you doing?
I'm good, Mo. How's it going? Big up to everybody in the chat and everyone watching.
Big up, big up. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Before we actually start the topic of the night, before we talk about the topic of the night, I just want to say something. I know that a few people who are involved with the Blue Lounge, some family members, some panelists, some people from the chat. There are a few people who are currently having to go through a hard time with the illness, and I want to wish all of them a speedy recovery, and I want to wish all of them, the best of health, and hopefully they're all back on their feet quite soon. Me personally, I have two daughters who are currently both infected by the virus, and I hope that they make a full recovery. And also the friends that I have who are currently watching the stream, who are currently suffering from this virus, I want to wish them a speedy recovery and best of health. So everyone, best of health. Big up to everyone. I got James Davis. Big up to you, DJ Sav. Big up to you. Listen, people. Today the Champions League draw had some glitches, some issues. I streamed both of them, so if you didn't see them, you can go and watch my reaction to both streams. They are both on this channel. The first one, they drew Villarreal and Manchester United from the same pot, and that was a mistake because they are both in the same group, and that should not have been the case. And apparently, Atletico Madrid also had a problem with their draw because they were in the wrong pot, so they had to redo all of that all over again. Now, the issue I had as a Chelsea fan was I was praying and I was hoping and I was just begging for Chelsea to pick or to be seeded with Lille, because we could have had one of four: Bayern Munich, Ajax, Real Madrid, and Lille. Now, they're all good teams. They're all very, very powerful teams. But there's levels. Lille is the lesser. No disrespect to Lille, they're the champions of France. No disrespect to them. But they are the lesser of the teams when it comes to reputation, when it comes to pressure. So I was pleased that we were seated with them. And then the draw had to get done again. We had to wait for was it an hour and a half, 2 hours for the draw to be done once more time, and I was thinking, this is it. We're gonna get screwed over here, and we're gonna end up playing against Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. But guess what? The draw happened again, and we were seeded again with Lille. So fantastic result from that standpoint, that we're not playing against Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, or Ajax, who are currently on fire in the Champions League. So from that standpoint, it's a good result. That being said, it is not an easy game by any means. It's still going to be a tough game. Today, we're going to address all of the fixtures, all of the pairings that we've seen in the last 16. But we're going to focus on Chelsea. We're going to focus on our chances to win the Champions League again this season. Can Chelsea Football Club win the Champions League this season? that is what I'm hoping we can answer today. In respect to opinion, of course, because none of us have the sight of future, so we can't see that. But we can give you our thoughts and opinions. Big up to Kobe TV in the chat. Hope all is well. Big up to you, and big up to Boogeyman. Boogeyman, welcome to the stream. How are you?
Hey, I saw MDT and then I said I need to come quick because I cannot let him talk too much before I start contradicting him. So let's do this, man. I'm happy.
I gotta say something. Me and MDT were talking behind, before the stream started, and he was saying, I love Boogeyman. Boogeyman is a great guy. I have nothing but love and respect for him.
Then he got a pass today. Then I'll let it slide.
Mo is from a francophone Afrique. I'm from anglophone Afrique, so you can't go on. You can. There's a problem.
It's all love. Listen, Boogie, Mo. Before we talk about these fixtures and whatnot, I want to hear your thoughts about what happened today with the whole Champions League draw and the whole mix up that they had. I mean, they say it was a software issue, but was it really a software issue? I mean, I don't know. Give me your thoughts on Boogeyman. Since you came in second, I'll let you go in second. So we'll start with Mo. Mo, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's just a glitch. This happened. I remember there was one of these years, like it was a leap year, and somebody didn't put the code in our software. The 31st of December, we didn't have a computer for a whole day because of some at the bank. Yeah, everything was down. People couldn't withdraw their money. People were kicking off. It happened. Human error. This is what happened when you don't have a backup as a human being behind the system. If you computerize everything, all it takes is somebody to mistakenly not do the coding properly. Everything will throw up. And people that are thinking is rig or is a conspiracy or whatever, you can find conspiracy in anything. But today, and people forgot this, these clubs are multi-billion corporation. You cannot rig them. They have lawyers. If UEFA is not even stupid enough to go after any one of them and do any stupid thing about them, they will bankrupt UEFA. So people should stop thinking. Not everything is a conspiracy. Sometimes it's just an error. It's just an error because Chelsea is a multi-billion corporation. The same with Manchester United, Real Madrid, PSG. Do you think UEFA have the balls to even rig something when they're dealing with this? They might rig it to a small team, but not this corporation. Sometimes it's just use your mind, not your imagination.
Mo, we picked Lille twice. Wasn't that like a little bit? I don't know. Was it fate? Was it magic? Was it Abramovic doing some business? What was that?
That's the thing. I heard that Abramovic technically the Juventus owner are richer than Abramovic. Okay, the Juventus owner. So people think Abramovic is this super villain that can make everything possible. If that was the case, we will have a new stadium now. So they should, it is crazy. It just happened to be, this is our luck. Last year we had Atletico. Nobody wanted them. So was that rigged? Okay, Manchester City had this easier draw all the way to the semi-final. We had the hardest draw. Was it rigged? Was it rigged then? Or it was not rigged? So it's only rigged when certain teams. So we should just, let go of this. Come on. It's a luck. Maybe it used to be rigged 30 years ago, but not now. These clubs are so rich. UEFA doesn't even have the guts to do this.
True. All right. I'll ask Boogeyman the same question, but with a twist. Amateur performance by UEFA in their Champions League draw, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think MDT has touched on a few stuff. Error, those type of error can happen. Yeah. In a big stage like today, where team or fans are trying to avoid specific team, it is a little difficult to just accept. I think they should have given us more detail about how the whole process, how those balls are put together, just instead of just saying something like, "There was a problem." But the good thing about it is the first draw, they didn't just keep it. They came back and just do it properly. So at the end of the day, we don't have too much problem, or they don't have problem anymore, because they say, okay, we do it properly after that. So whatever happened before, we don't have to justify it properly. We don't really have to give too much of reason. But I think we fans would like to know how the whole thing, like, why is Manchester United, I think it was Villarreal against Manchester United, right? Why after picking Villarreal, then Manchester United was picked? It just does not make too much sense to me. But I would like to know how the whole process goes. That's the only way for me to accept if it is a human error, or because it cannot be computer error at this point. Because before, I remember that the other draw, they actually, when they pick a team, they will show the board and say, okay, this team can only play with 1, 2, 3, 4, and they will put those 1, 2, 3, 4 in another bowl, and then someone will squeeze and pick one out. But this time, why they didn't do that? They just say, okay, you pick this, so you should not pick this, you should not pick this. So I don't understand. They should have done.
Can I answer, Boogie? They explain it.
Yeah,
people were not reading it. Yeah, they did explain it. But people, nowadays, people don't like the newspapers and the news agent. They don't like to talk about it. They did explain it. What happened is, this was the first draw they did without people double checking it. Okay, when they put say, okay, this team could work, they rely automatically on the computer. Normally they have people do double check it. That the second draw, they said it before even start. They said now they brought in people to double check whatever the computer said. That's what happened the second draw. They brought in the human element at the backstage back to check whether it's correct. They didn't do it because maybe they want to cut costs. Maybe they were negligent. Maybe they were being whatever. But the second draw, they have people, human as well, to check to check whether it's right. They didn't do it the first time. The first one, you know what? This is good. It happened because the past couple of draws, they didn't use any human. It was all computer. Last year, since the COVID start, they stopped using human. They only put everything in. They digitalize everything. But today, they brought in the second draw. They brought in people behind to check again. They explain it. They did. People didn't follow it, but they did.
Yeah.
Boogie, go and read it. It's on their website.
It's actually good that Villarreal and Manchester United were picked together, because it highlighted the issue that was there. Because had they not been picked to play against each other, then that error would have still been there, and it would have impacted other teams and other selections. So, I guess errors happen, mistakes happen, but you don't expect it from an organization that makes millions and millions. And we move on. All right, I'm gonna talk about the fixtures and the draws. All right, let me just give it on the screen. Hold on 1 second, lads. The draws are as follows. Okay, so the fixtures are going to be as follows in regards to home and away fixtures. You got Paris Saint-Germain playing Real Madrid at home, first fixture. Sporting playing Man City at home, first fixture. Salzburg against Bayern Munich. Inter Milan against Liverpool. Chelsea playing at home against Lille. Villarreal playing Juventus at home. And Atletico Madrid playing Manchester United. Benfica playing Ajax. Now, before we address the Chelsea game and our expectations, I want to talk a little bit about these draws, and I want to end up by getting a prediction. Who do you guys think will be winning these draws? I'm going to start with. Actually, we'll just go across the board. We'll start with PSG, Real Madrid. PSG, Real Madrid. Boogeyman. Who's favourites here? Actually, hold on a second. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I'm gonna put the link in the chat because I see Redneck is there. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. So if anybody wants to join us,
so I'm not sure. Yeah, so I'm not sure if there is any favorite in this in this PSG and Real Madrid, because today in my office I have a PSG fan and I also have Real Madrid fan, and they both seem to be really happy. So it was a little contradictory to me. And the Real Madrid fans say, I would love to play PSG because they're not consistent and they don't seem to have a strategy or they don't seem to play as a team. So as Real Madrid, they love what Ancelotti is doing in Real Madrid right now, and they pretty much convinced that Ancelotti has brought Real Madrid back to where they should be. So they're pretty confident. When it comes to PSG, they think Real Madrid they don't want to play any EPL team because of the physicality of the game, and with Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe not really tracking back, they just think it's not. They're trying to avoid any EPL team at this time. So, if you ask me who is the favorite, I will put it down to Real Madrid at this point. But I think we're still a month and a half to that game, and if that PSG team finds some cohesions and if Pochettino got the system right, they may become really dangerous to face. You know what I mean? So at this point, I will give it to Real Madrid. If you ask for my prediction, I'll say on both legs, Real Madrid win a 4-2.
Wow, I don't know if I agree with you. You know, I don't know if I agree with you. Before I go to MDT, I want to say hello to Bobby and to Alex. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the stream.
Hey Mo, hi, good evening, guys.
Good evening. Good evening.
How's it going, guys?
Good evening. Good evening,
Welcome,
Bobby.
Alex.
Good evening,
MDT.
Alex. How are you guys doing?
Always pleasure.
All right. I'm gonna just double check something quickly before I go to MDT. Boogie, so you have Real Madrid winning this game, right, Boogie?
They tie, yeah, both tie.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna check something. I just want to see Real Madrid's. No, it's like I'm gonna have to go all the way back out. Okay, La Liga. Okay, yeah, they're doing all right. They're doing fantastic, actually. But again, La Liga is not what it used to be. Whoops, where did I go? Champions League. Okay, so I'm gonna look at Paris Saint-Germain. Why is it doing that? Table. Okay, all right. MDT.
Yeah.
Give me.
You know what? Boogeyman, I'm a Marseille fan, just like Boogeyman. Boogeyman is hating on PSG, you know, more just discount his opinion about PSG. I'm a Marseille fan, but PSG will beat Real Madrid if Neymar is not back. But if Neymar is back, they will lose. Because one of the star has to be, because it imbalance the team if you have all three of them. Neymar is injured, they're already playing better with Di Maria, Mbappe, and Messi. So I believe if Neymar is not back, PSG will wipe the floor with Real Madrid. But if Neymar is back, is them three forward, then it's 50-50. It could go either way. So that's how, for me, it depends on how they lined up in February. That's the thing. If Neymar is back, it's a problem.
So for you, it's all rests on Neymar, huh?
Yes. Without Neymar, they will
Messi.
wipe the floor with Real Madrid. Not Messi. Without Neymar, they will wipe the floor because without Neymar, Mbappe already with Messi, they look very good. Since Neymar's gone down, they look very good together with Di Maria. But it imbalanced the team when all three of them play. So without Neymar, they wipe the floor with Madrid. But with Neymar, Madrid will go. Madrid will beat them. So that's how I'm gonna base it on. The only Boogie hate PSG. He's a Marseille supporter like me. You know, it's normal to hate PSG. So
Where did Boogie go? I was just switching screens and he disappeared. Where did he go?
He turned into Dennis.
No, man, I was thinking Boogie just got handsome and hair and beard and all kinds of stuff, man. Dennis,
I do
big
my
up to you.
thing.
How are you?
I do my thing, you know. What's going on, fellas? Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. How
doing
you been,
good,
man?
What a
good,
gong
Dennis.
show. What a
Missed you.
gong show of
Missed
a
you for a
draw.
while. Missed you for a
Like-
while, man.
Does anyone understand why they didn't just start the draw again from where the blunder started? Why didn't they just like keep it and then just redo it from where the blunder started?
MDT.
Dennis, if they did that, oh my goodness. If they did that, you know what will happen? You will have Facebook lawyers coming on. Everybody will come in on. Some people will say Roman Abramovich paid the whole UEFA. Some people will say this Real Madrid and Barcelona that paid the UEFA. It's unbelievable. People
Well, they're
believe me,
saying
they
that
have to
anyways,
scrap
right?
it all and start it again. That's the only way.
But they're saying that anyways.
Yes, they're
right?
saying that already, but I know. But just
This
imagine
makes
if
no
they didn't do,
sense.
if they kept it the way. so they
crazy.
have to do it again. They have to.
What a gong show.
I agree. I'm not sure if Boogeyman is coming back. We'll go to Alex. Alex, we've had 2 predictions.
Let me get my hot tea real quick. I'll be right back.
Go on.
Yeah.
I'll go with Couch. Actually, no. Boogeyman was here. Bobby was here before you, so we'll go with Bobby.
All good. All good. I wanted to hear from Bobby myself, so it's all good.
Yeah. I just want to remember who picked Real Madrid. It was Boogeyman, right?
Who picked them?
Yeah, Boogie.
Boogie. Right. Okay. Boogie. All right. No, I'm just trying to remember whose prediction was what. Okay. Bobby, welcome to the stream. Give me a summary of what you thought about the draw, and then tell me who you think is going to win the first fixture on the screen.
Well, I didn't watch the draw, as you know, but I kind of followed it and saw as things unraveled. I'd like someone to actually tell me what happened before I tell you don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining. We know this. We know what's going on. We know that, you see, when you try and rig something, it sometimes doesn't work out quite like you want it.
Backfires, yeah.
Right, and then you come with the stories, which is just how it appears to me. I don't trust them as further than I can throw them, to be honest. But it is what it is. We know where we are. We now know that some of these draws are rigged. And, we just put up with it for as long as we put up with it, basically.
Yeah. Bobby, what happened was, as per UEFA, they had the balls in the wrong places. So they had Atletico Madrid, their pot was missing a ball apparently. Villarreal and Man United were in the same pot when they shouldn't have been in the same pot. And when the error happened, they should have put the ball back in a specific pot, but they didn't. And apparently all of that wasn't human error. It was a software glitch. So that's where we are. So I agree with your analogy that you've put across. It does seem like that.
Yep. Are you telling me these things aren't beta tested? Are you telling me they don't have a rehearsal?
They didn't.
Before going live?
They didn't. As far as per MDT, they didn't do that. They should have done. They didn't. And apparently they haven't done that for the past couple of draws. Apparently.
Really?
So yeah, it's issue A.
It's funny because Arsenal fans are complaining.
Well, they're not even in the Champions League, so
I know, but Arsenal fans are complaining that when we draw Bayern Munich 2 or 3 times, so we're complaining it was rigged since then.
Oh, I get you. From back in the day, yeah. All right. Well, if they want to play Bayern Munich, we can definitely arrange that for them and see how that pans out, and or they can play any team in the Champions League and see how that pans out. Let's move. Bobby, give me your thoughts in regards to the first fixture, Paris Saint-Germain against Real Madrid, the team that we avoided, thankfully. What's your thoughts on this game? Who do you think is going to come out with the winner?
I mean, first of all, my overall thoughts is what's happened up till now lays no bearing as to what's going to happen in February. A lot can change in the football world between now and February, for sure. Definitely. So I can't look at current form of either of these teams or current evolution of either of these teams and just speculate, as we're trying to do, as to how it will be in February.
A couple of injuries can turn everything upside down.
Exactly. On paper, PSG should have this one, but you never know. There's always twists and turns in the Champions League.
Sure. All right. It'll be interesting to see Messi playing against Real Madrid one more time. That'll be the highlight of that fixture, I reckon.
Ramos
Alex,
returning back to Bernabeu.
Will Ramos even play? I don't know. But,
That's a good point.
We're assuming all.
Will
these
he use
people
the
are gonna
same
be fit.
tactics against Messi, what he did against Salah?
He's tried it before. Didn't work.
Oh, against Benzema, my bad, sorry. Against Benzema.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a blunt moment there for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex, was you working for UEFA this afternoon by any chance?
No, I asked some friends. Here's the funny part. Roman Abramovic, he owes part of Gazprom. Gazprom is the sponsor of the stadium where the final is going to be. So that's how the rumors, the whole thing with Abramovich started, because Abramovich owes Gazprom, and Gazprom, the final is in Gazprom Arena, which is in Zenit St. Petersburg Stadium.
Yeah.
But anyway, then now is apparently Abramovich owes the property at Lille, like he owes house or whatever, something. Somebody's saying, like, I don't know. Maybe since we signed Eden Hazard, maybe he bought the house over there for him or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
X-Files, man. X-Files.
Yeah, X-Files. But I think it's a. I don't think that like we should have thinking of something like superstitious, like it was.
No,
I know we have. I don't think that part is rigged. I think it's different part of the system is rigged, not the draws. I think it's the refereeing part, pressured and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's more easier to being rigged than this, because this is obvious. Because at the end of the day, when the draw is not matching, you will have two teams that do not match with each other. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't put it's basic thing. Anyway, I knew we're gonna drill. I knew we're gonna get Lille. The minute we get here's how thing work. We could get only 3 teams out of 4 possible. We are 4. 3 teams possible. That's 33.3% per each chance. So what happens is Bayern has more than 3 chances. Bayern has way bigger. They can play anybody. We only could play 3 teams. So for Bayern to draw Chelsea is actually more it's harder to get than, for example, somebody else. So for me, I knew we were gonna get one of the, because usually the ones who goes first, and if the team, like, as long as we not get picked first, we're good. The minute we get picked last, I knew it was gonna be Lille. It was funny, actually. It was funny.
Good perspective. Good perspective. Yeah.
I wanted Bayern. Tell you the truth, I want Bayern. I want Bayern for
not in the last 16, Alex. Come on, man.
No, I actually don't think Bayern is as strong as people think they are. I watched them a couple of times. I think they actually not the strongest in the back. I don't think we're strong in the back. They have that baby killer 6'7" defender over there, which he's not mobile. He's physical, but he's not mobile. And against the smaller guys, I think he will struggle.
I don't know.
But
I mean, they're not good at the back, but they score goals. Chelsea does not score goals. So if you put those 2 parameters together, you know you don't want Bayern.
Well, we did not concede the goals either.
Before the mentioned.
Anyway, back to Real Madrid.
Alex, give me your prediction for PSG Real Madrid. Yeah.
I think PSG is gonna go through, based on they're gonna change the manager in the winter, and there's gonna be a new manager. Is gonna be I think PSG is gonna go through. I don't think Real Madrid is gonna go through.
Okay, the manager situation is a little bit touch and go, but I've heard rumors like yourself, so we'll see.
It's not about rumors. I think they really want to win now, because I don't think Messi is getting any younger, and for them it's like for Pep, those 2 teams are gonna be put everything they can on the Championship League, and that's how they're gonna at least get to the semifinal, both of them.
Sweet. Sweet. That's how many for Paris Saint-Germain? That's 3 Paris Saint-Germain. 1. Who said Real Madrid? You. Okay.
Boogie.
Boogie said Real Madrid. All right. Okay. Couch. How you seeing it? Oh, first of all, welcome to the stream, Couch. Give me your take on the draw before you give me your prediction.
Yeah, it was a puppy show, man. That's what my parents would call it, man. A little puppy show, man. I wish Max were here. Max would be laughing right now because it's just like some farcical thing. That's what it means, right? But yeah, aside from that, I'm happy with the draw. I didn't care who we would have drew. Bayern, Real Madrid, Ajax, Lille. I didn't care of those 4 teams who we drew because I really do believe that once you get to the knockout phases, it's going to be tough. All the teams are going to be tough. Everyone wants the same objectives, and it's also about who's in the best form and who produces the best football on the day, right? And those teams are going to be highly motivated regardless of who you face. Lille's going to be highly motivated to beat us, and they have the tools to do so, right? But yeah, happy with Lille. Another chance to look at Jonathan David, the Canadian. So love to see that. And again, Lille is one of those teams that obviously a bit of a feeder club. They have a lot of good players that we've been looking at, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That
Couch. We're going to talk about
Lille or Real Madrid.
We're going to talk about Lille. We're going to give Lille Chelsea.
Okay. So you just want me to get away from what I was talking about and just go right into Real Madrid.
Go back to Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid.
Okay, I got PSG because I feel like they can't be this bad for this long. Like at some point, chemistry is going to start to kick in, and the types of players they have on the pitch will just rise to the cream. The cream rises to the top. So with Real Madrid, I just feel like they're playing really good football right now in La Liga, and obviously they're top of the league, but I don't know if that's a good indication of what type of football they're actually playing, because that league is a shambles right now. Like the teams that you would normally look to challenging them, rivaling them, are just nowhere near being, good enough. So I have to see them do it before I can become a believer. With PSG, I just feel like they just have too much quality for them to be this poor for this long. So, like Bobby said, I'm kind of of the opinion that it's going to be hard to really assess who you think is going to go through here, just based on the fact that it's all about form. It's all going to be about who's got the best chemistry going forward at that point, and that's yet to be determined.
Okay, I'm actually gonna give you my prediction because I don't normally do this, but I'm going to today. And the thing is this, I kind of agree with Boogeyman. You see, everyone here is going for Paris Saint-Germain. I actually want Paris Saint-Germain to win. I want Paris Saint-Germain to beat Real Madrid. But I think Real Madrid, with all the pressure that's on them so far, they have to win this. They have to at least advance in the Champions League because they are currently, what's the word here? Devaluing their club in more ways than one. And this is probably the only way that they can actually keep that prestige that surrounds their image and their badge. If they can, get a decent weight in the Champions League. I mean, so there's this pressure on them. I think they may beat Paris Saint-Germain. I would like to see Paris Saint-Germain win, though. All right, now we'll go to Sporting Man City, and we'll start with Couch this time. Couch,
Man City.
I mean, it's straightforward, right? Yeah, Man City.
Man City.
Do you think Sporting will offer any resistance?
Man City. This is just come on, like the way they play football. This is the thing about Man City, man. Like nobody ever really gets to get a sense of what kind of team they have because they always get draws like this, like Sporting Lisbon and like some team from like I don't even know, Romania or something like that. You never see them take on a real quality opponent until the very latter stages of the competition if they do progress.
Quarterfinal, semi-final, yeah.
So they're gonna steamroll these guys. They have the depth of squad, and I can't see it any other way.
Sure.
I don't know anyone else who can see it any other way.
Sure. Alex, do you agree?
If Man City get knocked out, Pep should be fired. So I don't see that happening. So yeah, definitely Man City.
All right. Bobby?
I mean, it's clearly Man City are 100% the favourites. I'm trying to think who the sporting manager is. Do you know?
I can find out for you.
But, I still maintain, we're in December. A lot can happen between December and February. So it's slightly premature, but based on current form, you have to call Man City.
Yep. I agree. Sporting computers all over the place. The head coach is Ruben Amorim. Not sure who that is. Ruben Amorim.
It helped you a lot, did it, Bobby? It helped you a lot.
No. I was getting him mixed up with the Porto guy. That's a whole different ball game.
He's some dude that I really don't know nothing about.
Yeah.
Okay, so Man City, Boogie, Man City, yeah, Boogie.
Manchester City are favorite, but I don't think it's just going to be a walk in the park for them because Sporting, they play football. They're now a team that rush. They also possession-based football, and Manchester City always struggle with a team like that because I think it was a team from Russia. I keep forgetting with all Brazilian. They wear like brown and black. Oh, is it for Russia? I don't know. And I think
brown and black.
Dynamo Kiev.
No.
No,
William,
that was Shakhtar Donetsk.
where was
Shakhtar
William?
Donetsk? That's Ukrainian club.
Sorry,
Ukrainian.
Shakhtar.
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
that's right.
Shakhtar Donetsk. Okay.
They have a lot of Brazilian players in their team. You mean? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. They have a lot of
okay.
Brazilians, so they are like a possession-based team. Like they don't rush. They like they like a mix of Atletico and so they really a cup team. And Sporting, I will classify Sporting in that group. So it's not going to be a walk in the park for Manchester City. I think at Sporting, it might be a draw, and at Manchester City, they may score 2 goals. But again, I don't think the way people are talking that they will just be blown out of the water. I don't think it's going to happen.
Would you agree that Man City are favourites, yeah?
No, they are favourite, but I'm pretty sure that the Sporting can upset the chances here also.
Sure. No. I mean, in the knockout stages,
Ajax 2-1 down.
But it's. Sorry, say again, Alex.
Ajax 2-1 down, 83rd minute.
No. We're talking about this, man. We're not talking about Ajax. We're talking about this. MDT, your thoughts on who's gonna be favourite here? Who's gonna go through? Banana skin for Man City, possibly.
No. The thing is, the way Sporting play football, this suits Manchester City perfectly because it just reminds me of Napoli, Sarri's Napoli, ball playing team and things. This is exactly the type of team Man City love playing, and it could be any score. Even if Sporting score, they can't hold back Man City. They're possession-based team. They're different. Technically they're like the Man City of Portugal currently, the way they play football. So I don't see this going any other way other than Man City. Football, anything is possible. Lyon knocked out Man City 2 years ago, so that's possible. There's a 20% chance Sporting might win, but I will go 80% Man City.
Yeah, no easy games for sure. I just wanted to say, Sporting came out of the group that probably many would have thought Dortmund would have come out of, right?
True.
Yeah, and Dortmund, like Erling Haaland, only played 2 group stage game for them. One was as a sub, so I'm kind of looking at it and saying Dortmund with a healthy squad probably would have emerged from that group anyways. and Sporting probably just benefited off of that. But who knows?
Yeah, I watched.
Possible.
Sorry, I watched the group stage in Sporting, and they're playing actually really good. And when it comes to physicality, they're also physical. So it's a mix of technicality, physicality. I think Manchester City will win this one, but we'll see. I don't think it's going to be easy for them also.
It's not. In fact, this is just the sort of game that they could end up losing. There's too much conviction for that.
I think if you're going to have a banana skin, that's going to be it.
Yeah,
because
Sporting.
it's Sporting, because it's a team that could do something to surprise them. I think they would have an easier match against Paris Saint-Germain or Real Madrid, because as a system, as a team, as a unit, Man City will be aware and knowledgeable in respect to the opposition. Whereas Sporting, they could surprise Man City. They could. I mean, in theory, they shouldn't be able to, because these are big clubs who have experts and whatnot. But we'll see. I concur. I think Man City will win this game.
Yeah, and Pep tend to overthink stuff like that. Sorry for cutting you. Pep always tend to overthink stuff like that. Overthink it. So.
Yeah, right. All right. I'll let Boogie go first on this. Boogie, Salzburg and Bayern Munich. Who do you think will come out on top? Shock me, Boogie. Shock me.
Yeah, you have to wait a little more than that. I'm not going to shock you right now. It's obvious. Bayern come out of this one, and the reason are simple. They're scoring goals a lot. They're scoring goals, and
Sure.
I watch I think one game of Salzburg, and they're enjoyable to watch, and they just enjoy the ride. They just play for play, and I mean, they were not supposed to. I think they are the surprise team at this stage of the tournament. And listen, Bayern experience is all that going to count at the end of the day, and they will win this one. I would love Salzburg to come out, come up on this. Two legs, so Chelsea will have a better chance to win it. But again, I don't see that happening. I just don't see it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Bayern Munich, MDT, Bayern Munich, Salzburg.
Yeah, Salzburg, they play like a Bundesliga team, which is crazy. So Bayern Munich will kill them. So they play exactly like a Bundesliga team. So, and what does Bayern do to the Bundesliga team is the same thing, run a cricket score. So it'd be crazy. If Bayern was playing it, if they were playing a defensive team, a physical team, I can say something. But Salzburg will play into the Bayern's hand exactly how they want it. So football is crazy, but Bayern Munich have not lost to a small team in a long, long time in the Champions League. That's the thing. They don't take it easy. The German efficiency. Sure. So if it was a Man City, I might think otherwise. But Bayern Munich have not lost to a team that they're not supposed to lose to in the Champions League. I think in 3 seasons or 4, something like that. So I might go 90% Bayern. PSG.
Oh, PSG. Okay, good. And when is the next international break again?
Is it after the Champions League?
The reason why I'm asking, Bayern got beat
after
up.
March, after the Champions League.
Then Salzburg is out by then anyways.
Yeah, so
I'm
looking at
beaten twice after the international
break.
But
so hopefully against team in their league. You remember, it was against a team in their league, not in the Champions League. So the Champions League, they've not lost to a team they're not supposed to beat for a long, long time. So I'm going 90% Bayern. Football, there's always a chance. I'm giving Salzburg 10%.
Okay, sweet. Couch, Bayern, Salzburg.
I mean, Bayern, man. I don't know much about RB Salzburg, to be honest with you, and I know a lot about Bayern, and I have to base my decision on that. I haven't seen a lot of Salzburg play. I know that Bayern they could very well go on and win the entire tournament, and I don't think a team like Salzburg has the quality to stop them from doing what they like to do on the pitch. So,
I agree. Alex, RB Salzburg, are they the unluckiest team in the whole of the draw?
Probably. Probably 100%. The reason why I wanted the Bayern in the first place is because I consider Bayern the strongest team in the tournament. So if we beat them, there's a reason for us to try to go all the way. If it wasn't,
Sure.
I would rather get us kicked out now so we can figure it out, the stupid league, without
Premier
any
League.
problems. So that's
I see
my
what you mean.
view of going to against Bayern. That's one
Sure.
thing. Second of all, it's going to be 5 away, 5 home, 10 on the aggregate for Bayern. So I don't
Yeah,
see
I mean,
they even scoring.
They did something similar to that to Barcelona. I think it was last
Yeah,
year.
it's
or the
gonna
year before,
be
yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna be
They did it to us.
No, they did to us. To us, it was.
it was 4-1
Yeah,
and,
and then I think it
something
was
like that.
three something. Yeah, yeah. They'll have a good. I mean, I think what's his name? Lewandowski is gonna get a few more to his record. I think he's gonna surpass. I think Cristiano Ronaldo's tally for a season this year. I think he's gonna actually outscore Ronaldo's record this year. We'll see. We'll see. All right. So
In the Championship League or the whole competition?
No, for the year. The amount of goals scored per calendar year. I think Lewandowski is on 64, I think, something like that. And the record is
Ronaldo
69.
70s and Ronaldo 70 something. I think.
Is it no? Is that a European? Because Messi has the record, isn't it? I think that's a European
No.
player.
No,
Oh,
I
for a
think
calendar year?
Ronaldo is actually.
Yeah,
I
no,
so.
I think
Cristiano
calendar
Ronaldo,
is
and I think
Messi.
69 or
no,
60
yeah,
something.
I think Ronaldo holding a massive goal, like the biggest goal scorer in the calendar year.
Yeah, we can just check on the net now, right?
Yeah, someone check it while Boogeyman tells me who. Well, actually, while Bobby, sorry, I went to Boogeyman. While Bobby tells me why Bayern Munich are going to thrash Salzburg. Bobby.
Yeah, German teams are a different kettle of fish, isn't it? The culture is based on efficiency. They don't do banana skins like we do, or the Spaniards or French sides or anybody else really. If you're a banana skin to a team like Bayern, you have to be a team of pedigree. The Chelseas of this world, or Juves, or
Paris Saint-Germain.
people like that. I don't look at PSG as a team of pedigree yet, but they will be able to beat Bayern simply because of the attackers that they have, and that alone doesn't make them sort of banana skin type potential, if you know what I mean, if I'm making any sense to you at all. So basically,
understand
all
what
I'm
you're saying.
saying is that I don't think Salzburg stand a chance. Whether it's December, predicting February, even if we're back in August, this one is one that I think we can just put aside and look forward to Bayern playing a real team in the next round.
Sure. Bobby, I'm going to get you to tell me the thoughts in respect to the next one, because the next one is a tough one, I think. I think both teams are good. Liverpool may just have the edge here because of the caliber of players they have. Inter Milan, Liverpool is a tough game. Who do you see coming through in this one?
Now, this is where it gets interesting, isn't it? And this is why I say what happens in February won't lay bearing on, what form we're seeing now. I can't see a team like Liverpool not having a spate of injuries. Their injuries is to come. If they don't, well, they've had a very lucky season. I can't see how the likes of Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, and so on, one or two of them is going to be injured for sure. I really believe that. They've got the African Cup of Nations. They have this December to navigate. It's going to be tough. So I don't know what Liverpool will be seeing in February. But then, having said that, we can only go on current form, and on current form, it's not going to be easy. But Liverpool just edge it for me. They have a way, and they know how to play against European opposition. And right now, what's the strength of English teams is, over European teams, when we have a fully fit team, is our endeavour and pace and energy, high octane. It's something that on the continent they're not used to. So you catch them with a fit squad and you play high octane, you have every chance to tear them apart. And that's what Liverpool's going to hope on to play Inter. So I'll give it to them. I'll give it to Liverpool.
Yep. I think that's probably the way most of us are going to go. Let me hear from Boogie.
I actually disagree with Bobby in a certain way. I mean, surprise, right? Listen, I think the Inter is really actually stronger than what the Inter of last season. And if Inter
hold on. Is it because they sold Lukaku?
No. I think they're just playing better. If you watch their game, they press good and the more organized. Inzaghi is doing something good there. And like Bobby suggested, after the African Cup of Nations, we don't know what type of condition Mo and money will be. That's one factor. And second thing is, I don't think Inter Milan will be going to will be playing against Liverpool and just open the game, because if they open the game, then Liverpool will tear them apart. But they're not going to do that. They're probably going to try their best to sit and then counter Liverpool, which is going to be difficult for Liverpool because Liverpool will be in the middle of a title challenge with us, Manchester City, and it's not. I don't think this one is decided at all, and I will favor Inter to win it. Because they're really good.
Okay.
I can like what I saw.
Okay.
If I saw a few games, they're really strong team at this time. Yeah.
Okay, sure, fair enough. Mo, Inter Liverpool.
Yeah, I will edge Liverpool as slight favorite, but Inter a different team compared to Inter a few years ago. They've changed the way they play. They've signed few players on loan, on free transfer, and also they brought some runners. So although they have slow players like Dzeko and their defense, but their midfield to the attacking third and players on their bench, they have very quick players. So I don't think it's going to be that smooth for Liverpool. So Liverpool are still favorite, but I won't be surprised if this game go either way. But I'll still say Liverpool are 60% favorite and Inter 40. But this game, Inter are not going to open up. Let's nobody kid you. They're not going to
Sure.
They're going to have a semi-low block. Inter is not going to attack Liverpool. You know, if Liverpool make mistake, they will pounce. So all depend as well after the AFCON.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's going to be a different tactic of a match. I'm sure Liverpool are up to the task, but I think Inter will not make this easy. Will not make this easy at all. Before I go on here from Couch, lads, we've had nearly 200 people in the stream for over an hour, and we've only got 47 likes, so we must be doing something wrong. Or you guys just forgetting to hit that like button. Just hit that like button, get it out of the way, and support the channel. Much appreciated. And if you're new, consider subscribing. Pretty much daily content on the Blue Lounge. All right, Couch Critic. Inter Milan, Liverpool. Who do you think is going to get this? Couch, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, I figured that out late. I think most of what's been said on the panel is echoed by me. I don't think it's going to be an easy tie, but Inter are playing good football right now. You know, they are. And as Bobby said, and I do echo sentiments, is we just can't really account for the form in February here in December. You know, that Liverpool team is going to be playing a lot of football from here till February, and less so for that Inter team. And whether or not they're going to be able to withstand that and come out of it clean and still have the same sort of momentum that they carry right now is I don't know. It's something that I don't really want to predict. But having said that, if we're just looking for a prediction, I say Liverpool get through just on quality and the fact that they have a set way of playing that they're really comfortable doing right now, more so than say the likes of Inter Milan. So if I'm going on just what I think right now, yeah, it's Liverpool, but I would not rule out Inter. I like the number of 60-40 that MDT mentioned. I think that's a fair assessment of how this tie could actually be played out.
Yeah, yeah. 10% margin of error sounds about right. Alex,
Over 2 legs, Liverpool will win.
Straight up. No debate, no negotiation, no nothing.
I don't know. Inter, they got rid of the Timberland boots, so they should be playing better.
You and Boogie would make a good team here. You and Boogie would make a good team. All right, Alex. I'm going to start you off with the next match. We're going to leave Chelsea Lille to the end, so we'll come back to Chelsea Lille. Villarreal Juventus.
Villarreal gonna win both legs.
Seriously?
Yep.
Why are you thinking that? Why?
They've really strong team. They've really played with each other for a long time. Juventus still try to figure out who they are. So
interesting. Okay, Bobby.
I tend to agree here. I fancy Villarreal over Juve simply because they're very organized, they're defensively sound. I think they are a better team. They may not have better individuals, but they are a better team, and I think they will turn over Juve.
Juventus, interesting. I was not expecting that, to be honest. I mean, I agree with Alex and you in respect to how Juventus are currently playing. And when I looked at the way they played against us, I mean, to be fair, they were lucky to have beaten us in the first game. In the second game, we demolished them. They've not been the best. Yeah, it could go either way. All right. Boogie, Villarreal, Juventus.
I thought you would call some. The Super Cup, did we win it against Villarreal?
Yes.
Okay, I was against Villarreal. I didn't watch the group stage game. And they were in a group with Lille, right now, or Manchester United.
Manchester United.
Okay,
Manchester United, Young Boys, and Atlanta, I believe.
And they topped the group. Manchester United, Young Boy, and Atlanta.
No, they came second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is just come down to organization. I don't think Juventus is that organized at this time. I think Villarreal. Yeah, I think Villarreal win over the 2 legs. It's just I like to call Juventus. I like to just offset the prognostic here, but I don't. I know Villarreal is come out of this one. They're way better organized than Juventus at this time.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. All right, Villarreal. Mo, do you agree?
No. The thing is, Villarreal as a team, they're more of a team at Juventus. But one thing I don't underestimate Juventus is that their coach Massimiliano Allegri. We're the only team that beat them in the Champions League. People forgot that. And Villarreal, Villarreal both home and away against Napoli, they didn't deserve to win. Napoli didn't take their chances, and Napoli is a very good team, I know that. But they're very good. Villarreal is a team, but don't underestimate Massimo Allegri. Allegri in Europe has a very, very good record.
So does the other coach.
Yeah, but not in Champions League. I'm talking about Champions League. Allegri in Champions League has a very, very good record. He has masterminded a lot of things that nobody expected from him in Champions League. What's his name? Una Emery is a UEFA Cup specialist, but not a Champions League specialist.
Cup specialist. He's more cup specialist than. than the league.
Yeah, but not Champions League. Yeah. So this is the thing. That's why I'm thinking is for me, I will go 55 Juventus, 45 Villarreal, because of I don't see Juventus playing this way the whole season. I don't see it. And also, people have forgotten this. Half of the players are unfit. They're just playing like that. Chiesa has been playing unfit. Dybala, all of their forward and midfield have been unfit because he has not been able to have a proper team. So who knows? They're gonna have a winter break, and in February. So I'll go still 55, 45 in favor of Juventus.
I'm gonna go 51-49 in favor of Juventus. Just keeping it.
Let's all troll MDT.
No, you know what it is. I totally agree with MDT because the Champions League is different to the Europa League, which Emery is an expert in winning. I think Juventus have the ability, they have the players, they have the coach to get through this round. But will they? Difficult to gauge, and that's why I think 45, 55. It could literally go either way, and I wouldn't be surprised either way. But I think Juventus may just have the edge. My perception. Couch, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think that either team, if any of those two teams win, it wouldn't be a surprise to me just because I don't think that Juventus is in good form and Villarreal is definitely not in good form either. So,
sure.
I mean, I would think that in terms of quality, I would expect Juventus to get through just because they have quality all over the pitch. It's just whether or not they can actually play as a team and, unify under one set way of playing under Allegri. Yeah, I would probably edge Juventus just because if I'm looking at the names on the pitch, I think that they should be able to get through. But again, both those teams aren't really playing good enough football for me to actually, make a real strong statement one way or the other. So I'm going to go with Juventus on the strength of the name, the history, and whatnot. But I wouldn't be surprised if Villarreal gets through.
All right, fair enough. I'm going to leave Atletico Madrid and Man United the game before last. So we'll go Benfica Ajax. And Couch, you can start us off with this. Benfica, good team. Ajax, fantastic Champions League form. Who do you see going through here?
Yeah, like Ajax has just been on an incredible run. Like, not to say that Benfica hasn't been, but like Ajax seem to be putting together performances that, like when people were talking about Maurizio Sarri and like, oh my God, Sarri ball and how incredible Sarri ball is, and look what he's doing with his Napoli side. I feel like Ten Hag is getting that same sort of like treatment with Ajax. The way they play football, and like he's not necessarily revolutionizing the style because, if I'm not mistaken, he did take something from Sarri as well. Like he's been known to be a student of his style of football. So, anyways, beyond that, I just think Ajax currently are in the better run of form. They don't necessarily have to worry too heavily about their domestic form. So I feel like they would probably, well, less than Benfica. Obviously, they probably would be, in a position where they're either one or two in that division, and would probably be able to go into that match, with a fresh squad and whatnot. Just because there's only really two teams in Eredivisie, and when you look at Portugal, it seems like there's a little bit more, competition there, and Benfica's definitely keeping pace, but they're going to have to keep going. And if I was going to look at the schedule and see when they play, even somebody like Sporting or like Porto or any of those teams, if it falls anywhere in and around where, the Champions League fixtures are, that could produce problems. But again, this would be an exciting match to watch. It's probably one I would try and, tune in for. Just the fact that it's just an unknown factor. I would give it to Ajax just based on the fact that I feel like they are the team in vogue right now. But again, just one of those matches that you can't really call until you see in February.
Yep. Yeah, I think Portuguese football is definitely on the up from the tactical sense. I mean, technical sense. They've been up there with the best of them, but from the tactical sense, they're definitely starting to catch up with the rest. So this will definitely be an interesting game to watch. Alex, who would you go for here?
Have no idea how any of them play. I'll just pick Ajax.
Fair enough. Bobby?
Honestly, you can't split these two teams, can you? I mean, I'm just throwing my finger up in the air and trying to see where the wind blows, and because of that, just to be different, I will say Benfica.
Yep. It'd be nice to see a Portuguese team, advance to the quarters and the semis. Maybe even get a title. We haven't seen a Portuguese. Who won it last for the Portuguese? I think it was
Porto.
It was Benfica.
Porto.
Yeah, a while back.
Jose.
Yeah, it was.
Before he moved to Chelsea, right? Two or
Who's
three,
their
or
referee? Porto.
2002, 2001, 2003.
Yeah, Porto.
Yeah, beginning of the century, beginning of the millennium. All right, we go. Who we at? Boogie, Benfica, Ajax. Let me hear it.
I think Benfica come out of this one because I just feel like Benfica is a cup team. They're difficult, and when they play in Champions League, and I don't know if it was you or Bobby that suggested that Portuguese teams they have that quality. And Ajax, even with the energy that they have during the group stage, when it comes to knockout stage, we're not going to see them take all those risks. They will try to be strategic also, and then that's when they lose their energy. And I see Benfica coming out of this one because I don't see Ajax going any further than what they did in the group stage. And Benfica has more, how do you say this? Benfica was beaten beaten twice by Bayern 5-0, or I think 5-0 and 3-0 or 4-0 or something. But if you watch the game, they actually are calm when they're playing, and I think that's the worst nightmare for Ajax. A team that can control the ball, pass it around, and if they're making one or two mistakes, I just don't think Ajax will be able to walk over them. I don't think this is happening. I'll give it to Benfica. If you ask me for percentage, I'd say 60 Benfica, 40 Ajax for me.
All right, close. Again, I think everybody's going to concur. I'm interested to see the percentages from MDT. MDT Benfica Ajax. Let me hear it.
Yeah, I don't. To be honest with you, this is one of them games. If Ajax don't win it, I'll be surprised. I'll be really, really surprised. I watch Ajax what they did to Sporting Lisbon. You will know, and the way they play. This was the Ajax of the Ligt and De Jong and Tadic or whatever Ziyech. That's yes, yeah, exactly. That's the Ajax back they've brought in. This team will not change the way they play, and Benfica will not stop them. So unless Benfica can match them, and I don't see that happening. But it's February. We don't know what's gonna happen. But if they play right now, Benfica will be lucky to come out of the pitch with their lungs. They run all over the place. You remember, they had nine players. We managed to draw with them 4-4 at the bridge. People forgot that, and that's the same Ajax that's come back. If you think, go and watch them play. They move around like it's like you're in a circus. They don't stop. They're irritant. So watch them. You guys are underestimating this team. This was the team I was even scared for Chelsea. I won't even mind Bayern Munich or Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I didn't want Ajax. If you watch them play, I didn't want Ajax.
Wow. I mean, for me, Ajax were they weren't a harder opposition than Bayern. I mean, yeah, it's a toss of a coin between them and Real Madrid. But
playing style. Playing style. That's the thing. Playing styles make a match. So that's the thing. Sometimes your style don't suit certain teams. You see how Chelsea struggle against Southampton, against Aston Villa. Ajax is better than them with the same irritant nature. So imagine that when you have somebody like a 10 player that are like a bee buzzing on you all matches, you won't be able to do anything. That's the Ajax. So I don't see Benfica going through. To be honest, I will tell you, I'm giving Ajax 60, 65, 35 here. I'll be surprised unless they have injuries in February. But if they maintain the same squad, same everything, I don't see it.
I think I just play good. When you see the way Chelsea play also, when we score goal earlier and things start going our way, we just blow team out of their way. But at the same time, if you look, I watch a few games of Ajax, in their league. They tie weird games also. Like they end up 0-3. I'm just like they miss, they run, and they're not really coordinated. But sometimes when things go in their way, it's crazy to stop. So that's why I think Sporting will have his chance. Because they're good. I'm not going to lie, but I don't think they will be like that when the risk is as high as a knockout stage. I don't think they.
Yeah, Boogie. Remember, that's after the winter break. They will even be resting over the winter break. They're coming back with new energy as well. Like right now, they've been playing this way, whatever. So imagine just after the winter break when they're back with. Look at what they did to Sporting, a Portuguese team. They smashed them both home and away, and Sporting is tied with Porto at the top of the league. Sporting couldn't handle them. They couldn't. They just couldn't. You will see the Sporting players. They were holding their hip 60 minutes into the games, struggling. They couldn't keep physically with the Ajax team. They did it to Real Madrid. Remember that season? They did it to Juventus. Even Bayern Munich struggled with them. So that season. So you guys watch them in the Champions League. Watch them. They run all over the place.
I mean,
this team is exhausting. It's exhausting.
And they don't concede a lot either, by the way. They're pretty
the way they press, you have no chance to come close to their goal either. So you're always on running.
That's just it. So all these things, like they're demolishing their domestic league, like in terms of like form. Like I think they got like a plus 45 goal differential, like 49 goals scored, 4 against. And when you have that such a disparagement, but they're still second in their league, but like that sort of disparagement when they're dominating teams like that. I mean, you got to take that into account, like in Europe as well. Like it's crazy. What is it? Yeah, goal 45.
45.
Right.
Listen, goals for 49, and goals against 4. They've only conceded 4 goals.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
It's 16 matches.
Yeah.
But they're still not leading, eh?
Yeah.
They just lost one game today.
Oh, they lost today too? What was the score?
2-1. Ajax lost.
Wow.
Did you watch? Sorry, go ahead.
They lost to Alkmaar, isn't it? Alkmaar.
Yeah.
Did you watch the game, Redneck?
Yes.
So, what do you think? Like,
well, they finished already. Ajax will win, but that's different competition. I don't rate that. I don't rate that competition.
The game you saw today, was it energetic? The game that they lost today.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm watching Roma right now.
Okay, we've got 2 more matches. We've got Eric Blue, who's just jumped in. Big up to Eric Blue. How are you, my man? You good?
Yeah, I'm very good. I'm very good.
All right, fantastic. Fantastic. Welcome to the stream, Eric. Before we go to the Atletico Madrid Man United fixture and discuss that, people, we've literally had 3,000 and a bit of you guys watching the stream today, and we've only had 63 likes. I mean, seriously, come on, lads, do us a favor, hit that like button. I mean, I don't know what you guys are waiting
most
for.
of them don't know where the like button is. You need to describe that thing for them.
You describe it for them. All right, you know what? I'm going to show it to them. Give me 1 second. Let me just get this. I'm going to show you what the like button is. Hold on. Let me get the stream up here.
I think Boogin Man scares them of pressing that button.
All right, people. If you can see on the screen, There's a button. Where is it? There's a button just there. Just there. Yeah, see that 68? Just click on that. And if you really want to be good, click on this one as well. Click on this one. All right.
Here's the thing about the buttons now. No, seriously, you keep forgetting that. No, you keep forgetting that people are not using computers to watch YouTube now.
Yeah,
A lot of people watching it on TV, and when it's on TV, it's a different thing. So it's to hit the like, you gotta go to the settings of the YouTube app when you watch it directly. Because you see, I'm watching it on the computer. But before that, I was doing it only on TV, and there was not a lot of options on TV how to do it on TV.
Yeah. So,
no,
so
seriously,
guys, it's LIKE. Click. Done.
Yeah.
Move on. All right. Simple.
Or throw something to your TV where the like button is. It will hit it.
Yeah.
And if something,
ask your kids, your kids
give
can
the
do it
bill
for
to Boogeyman for the broke on TV. Give a bill to Boogeyman. Somebody.
Nah, listen, people.
That's your problem. You break your TV. That's your problem.
We're here to discuss this topic, and hopefully you will enjoy our discussion. And if you do enjoy the discussion, the least you can do is just hit that like button and just cheer us up a little bit. So, if you want to, you don't have to, but it'd be nice if you do. All right, Mo. I'm gonna stick with you, and I'm gonna ask you: Atletico Madrid against Man United. Now, Man United, the first time around, they were drawn with Paris Saint-Germain. Now they've got Atletico Madrid. To be honest, I'm not sure which is the best option for them. But I mean, Atletico are not a bad they're not a bad team. They're not a bad side. But again, Manchester United are also not a bad side neither. So how's this going to pan out, Mo? How do you see this working out?
I'm telling you this. This is going to be the worst game to watch in the whole of the Champions League last 16.
Explain.
It's going to be terrible.
Why?
The storylines will be beautiful because Cristiano Ronaldo's record against Diego Simeone, he always scored. Okay? But this is a terrible game. It's not going to be good to watch at all. Because Atletico Madrid, they like to make the game as slow as possible, as nasty as possible. Okay? Manchester United, they like to hit you on the break because they're still struggling to press. And this new manager wants to change that. He doesn't have the players. So imagine two teams that have the identity that none of them want the ball. So who is gonna play the ball? So it's gonna be a team where it will be on set play or somebody making a mistake or whatever. I don't see this game being good. This is a 50-50 game. This is the worst draw that UEFA could want, because Atletico, if you want to watch you watch Atletico Porto last round, their last game was terrible to watch. It wasn't football. The football was on play. I think only 47 minutes of the 90 minutes. 47 minutes. That's the only time the ball was on the pitch for. Because people were rolling on the floor, trying to get each other sent off and whatever. This game, I think.
Yeah, but listen, but listen, you're forgetting something, Mo. You're forgetting something. We may, by the time this game actually kicks off, have given them back Saúl Ñíguez.
Oh yeah, I was gonna make a suggestion.
That might just spin the game around for them, and
you're right. You're right. Atletico Madrid, if they're wise, what they will do? We need a left back or a left wing back. Yeah. They have one. They have a Brazilian, a 23-year-old, very very good one, Lodi. If there is a Brazilian international, if we can send Saúl back and bring Lodi, it costs us nothing. We just swap them.
I didn't even take.
I hope they agree to it.
Sounds like a plan.
No, Lodi is good. Lodi is very, very good. He's a Brazilian international, 23 years old.
Listen, I don't care who they send us back as long as they take Simeone. They take Inzaghi. Bloody hell. Saúl Ñíguez. If they take Saúl Ñíguez back, then that's all I care about. I just don't want to see him. With all due respect, I don't want to see him at Chelsea Football Club anymore. I'm fed up. So who's gonna win, Mo? Because you didn't really call anyone. Who?
I think 50-50, but I will slide to Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid.
All right. Sweet. Eric Blue, welcome Who are you going for in this fixture? Eric Blue.
Yeah, sorry. My thing was on mute. So it's Atletico versus Man United, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I think this game could go either way, but like MDT was saying, it's going to be a very boring match to watch for the neutral, and hopefully Atletico win. But I wouldn't be surprised if they just do something silly at the back and United win. So I think United will win the match. So I'll go with a 2-1. Oh, sorry. Actually, maybe it's both legs, so maybe I'll go with a 3-2 aggregate victory for United. Yeah.
All right, that's the first score line we've had all night. So yeah, maybe we should have done that in the other predictions. We'll be playing with percentages: 51%, 49%. Anyway, okay. So all right. Couch, how you seeing this?
Man, I think MDT nailed it, man. This is
Tough.
in terms of
Tough.
game.
Yeah.
It's just like a.
Oh, I thought somebody farted.
Well, that's
No,
exactly
no.
what that game is gonna be. It's
No,
gonna be a wet fart.
Yeah, it's a sound effect. It's a sound effect.
Yeah, but yeah, I think this might just come down to who is the most organized in the middle, and I just have to think that Simeone doesn't necessarily have the ears of those guys anymore. You know, like he's been there for a while now. His tactics haven't really changed all that much over the last 4 or 5 years, and this Ralph, this new United coach, he's gonna have
Ralph
their
Rangnick.
yeah, he's gonna have their ear, on some level, and I feel like he's gonna be able to try and negotiate a performance out of them just through motivation. It's the Champions League. I've seen him in the locker room before, like rallying players and whatnot. And I don't know if Simeone is going to have the same sort of effect on his team as Ragnick may be able to have on this United team. So I'm going to take United, but again, these are like fine margins. Ugly games are ones that United usually win too, let's be honest. They've been so good at winning ugly games. So I'm going to go with them because I do think that, like, offensively, they do have a lot of tools to unlock teams that, I mean, I'm talking about like the Greenwoods, the Rashfords, obviously Ronaldo, Fernandez, all these dudes individually have the quality to unlock teams. And, I just think the edge intangibly could go to United.
Okay. All right. I personally want to see Atletico go through, but I agree with you. I think United probably will have the edge on this. Alex?
I think United will go through just because I want them to go through.
You want them to go through?
Oh, yeah. The more
There's a good
competition
reason.
they
You
have-
just want them. You're going to will them through.
Yeah.
Why do you want them to go through? Why?
The more games they play, the less trouble they get in the Premier League.
I see.
Let
But
them
you
play.
see, the flip side is this. United, for me, are not.
No, if they
contenders for
win, they can play
Yeah.
against Liverpool, and they can actually turn out against a big rival. The more competition in the Premier League between locals, the better it is.
I don't know. I'd rather see them. lose.
Rested for the Premier League.
Yeah, and then play Liverpool and
I see
let
what
them
you're
drop
saying.
some points and yeah. But anyway, it's one of them ones. Bobby, let me hear it. Liverpool, Man United, Atletico. Bobby, you might be on mute. Atletico Madrid, Man United, Bobby. Bobby might not be here. Boogie. Atletico Madrid, Man United. Boogie. Who do
I'm
you
here.
think's going through?
I'm here. My
Oh,
mute block.
you're back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You were saying Atletico, Man United.
Correct. Who do you think will go through?
This is another interesting matchup. It's well, we don't know yet what Man United will evolve to be by February. We know what Atletico are about, and in a game like this, they won't disappoint and be totally anti-football. Do you know what? I fancy Atletico.
Okay, you fancy Atletico. Who do you want to see win?
Atletico.
Brilliant, fantastic. All right. Boogie.
Yeah, Atletico go through this one easily because Manchester United will still be in their restructures and all those things. They're still there trying to understand Ragnick tactics. He doesn't have the player to play his system. He will try to jungle between the lazy Manchester United team and squad, and with his tactics, he's not going to be there. And Atletico Madrid, if you watch the game Atletico play against Liverpool, you know that Liverpool has won those games just on a detail, and most of the time, because Liverpool is always up front with Salah, Mane running at them all the time, and Liverpool most of that. That's why they get all those calls Liverpool got all those calls in their favor. So Atletico actually, as nasty as they are, I think in the Champions League and even yesterday game against Real Madrid, they were not completely out. And I'm pretty sure Liverpool blow Manchester United out of the water last time, and Atletico will beat Manchester United easily. I just don't think there is a game there. I just think Manchester United making a standing Atletico. Atletico tactics, they're really good. And if you compare the midfield, and Manchester United have no midfield. If you go all the way to the attack, Atletico is still, for me, Ronaldo will play. And listen, I want Atletico to win, and I'm pretty sure Atletico is going to win. It's not 50-50 for me. It's 70-30 for Atletico.
All right. Sweet. Final game. The final fixture. Chelsea against the French champions Lille. I think we dodged the bullet by not playing against Paris Saint-Germain, huh? Because we played against they dodged the bullet. Yeah, we're not playing against the champions of France. We are playing against the champions of France. So it's going to be a tough fixture of sorts because Lille is not an easy team. Lille is a tough team, but at the same time, it shouldn't be a team that poses a problem to the current champions. I actually liked the post that they made on Twitter, and it showed respect that they are playing, the champions of Europe. That's how they addressed Chelsea rather than just playing against Chelsea. We are playing against the holders, the cup holders, and whatnot. So this is a very, very interesting draw. It's a draw that we made twice today because the first time around we had Lille, second time around we again got Lille. So it's fate. It's a team that all us Chelsea fans wanted to get in this round, which is the same situation that we were in last season when we all wanted to get Porto. Porto was it? Yeah, Porto. In the first round, in the round of 16. So, where do we stand with this? I'm going to start with Boogeyman. Your prediction for Chelsea Lille. Listen. If you're going to be negative, be negative.
I feel like that's going to be one of the surprise of the Champions League. As much as I see Chelsea being a favorite because we just won it, I actually watched Lille last season when they became champion, and a few games of Lille because I follow the League One, especially Lille because I would like them to win it again against PSG again instead of PSG this season. And I think the way Chelsea play is always dependent on who we put or who is in our starting lineup most of the time. And I feel like Lille is more consistent than Chelsea. So I think as much as we look favorite, I think Lille go through this one. And that is the reason why because when I saw that draw, I was like, I think we're just going to see the last season of Tuchel. Because if we get eliminated in the Champions League and we don't finish top 4, he's out. Simple as that. So I'm actually scared of Lille. I'd rather us play. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. By that logic, then I would also have to concur with Alex, because I would rather be knocked out by Bayern Munich than to be knocked out by Lille in the round of 16, right?
100%. I didn't hear Alex say anything like that. But the reason why I'm
Alex, sorry, I don't want to put words in Alex's mouth, but what Alex was saying is, he'd want to play Bayern Munich in the first fixture in the round of 16, because if we can beat them in the round of 16, then that's it. They're out of the way. And if they do beat us, then at least we can focus on the Premier League, which was his logic. Alex, am I right, or have I messed up?
Yeah, basically what I said is I'd rather not go through the shenanigans of the playoffs, because I consider Bayern to win the league this season, to win the Championship League. So if we beat them, we can beat anybody. I'd rather go for that from the beginning, and if we not get us out, so we can concentrate on the league. Otherwise, we can. But I do not agree with what just that man on top of me said. That's just you're gonna get yourself killed, man, by saying Tuchel out, man. Literally, you will get yourself killed for those words, man. He ain't going nowhere, man.
Listen, I stand by it, and I just think if we get knocked out by a bigger team and we lose out of the top 4, it's easy for Tuchel to stay. If Lille kicks us out and we don't make a top 4, I guarantee you, nobody's going to be satisfied with anything that happened this season with Tuchel.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Sorry, Alex. That's the thing. I don't see Lille knocking us out. I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen. Like, this is football. Yeah. Anything is possible. But if Lille do knock us out, then we have got a problem.
It's not the same Lille as the last season, and that's a big part. They not even have the same players as the Lille next season, as far as I remember.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part about that thing, because I watched their game a few times, and they don't.
I think they're like in the mid-table as a Lille.
Yeah, actually, and I still think this Chelsea team we have right now, because if we were to have a full squad, I won't be here talking about it. But I just don't think Chelsea, the way we are right now, it depends on who we put on the field, and it depends on
game in 2 months off.
February, Alex.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We don't have. Can't they come in for 2 weeks? Hold
on. Yeah, this debate we're gonna get into it. Let me hear from everyone. So Boogie is saying Lille, right?
Lille go through this one.
Lille go through. Right.
And then I predict Tuchel fall out also.
We'll come back. Yeah, Tuchel. All right. I'm gonna go to who's Mo. Lille, Chelsea.
Well,
do it for me, MDT. Yeah, do it for me, man.
Don't listen to Boogie. Boogie has a countryman that's playing, Kone, Ivoirien. So his loyalty is to have Ivoirien, have Burkina Bay, or whatever. Boogie has a conflict in this thing. That's why I don't listen to him. He has people from the same country that are playing for Lille. Don't listen to him. I know it's going to be a hard game, to be honest with you.
That's good.
I agree with Boogie. It's going to be a tough game.
We've got to say something. We've got a good relationship with Lille. We've got a lot of history with Lille. I believe Joe Cole played for Lille. I believe Eden Hazard came from Lille. Who else?
Solomon Kalou went there as well after he left us.
So I hope that we know enough about them to put them away.
Yeah. For me, I think it's going to be a tough game. It's not going to be a simple. I think maybe we'll win. Definitely. I believe that Chelsea will go through, but I don't think it's as easy as people think. Lille is very solid, and they're very athletic. And they have 3 or 4 players that are very, very skillful creators, like Kone. Kone is very good. He's a French international. And then you have the Jonathan Davis, the Canadian. He's a runner. He's strong. You can't bully him off the ball. And they have the Turkish guy that keep running. He's 35, but he runs.
Sorry, more. I just wanted to repeat that. Jonathan who?
Is it Davis?
Davis, yeah. What country is he from?
I think Canada.
No, yeah, don't even answer that question. He's trying to get back to me. They say I have Senegalese, I have Ivory, I have all my origin, and then Canadian is so that's the reason I'm supporting Lille. No,
Exactly.
Where are you if you're doing the DNA test? What it would show, Boogie?
Oh, all of West Africa will show from
half Russia.
from Western Sahara all the way to Central African Republic. Boogie's man DNA will be everywhere. It's a Fulani, so it's even Ethiopia. You will get him.
Listen to MDT. I have no connection to any. I'm everywhere.
Okay, so
I thought you're gonna say you have no country.
No.
He's a global citizen.
Actually, yeah, I have a country, but
I mean,
yeah. Anyways, MDT, sorry.
Is a Boogie is a global citizen. The thing is with Lille, we're gonna have this. We have to be smart. If we play them smartly, we'll beat them because we have better players. But don't underestimate them. They're very solid and very physical. They're very solid for the physical, and they have 3 or 4 skillful players that can cause danger for anybody. But if we play our team, come on, we should be able to beat them. I don't see that as being a problem. I think Chelsea 80-20 here, but all depend which team we play.
All right. I like the positivity. 80-20 is a good percentage. Let's go to Bobby. Bobby, Lille are going to beat Chelsea, and Tuchel's going to get sacked, and something's going to hit the fan. So, what's your thoughts on that, mate? Bobby, you there? Bobby. All right. Let me
Yeah,
go.
I'm here.
Bobby lost his word. He doesn't know how to start this. Okay, sorry.
There he is.
I'm here. Sorry,
Shall
I'm not.
shall I repeat?
On the mute button.
Shall I repeat, or did he get it? What Boogeyman was saying?
Yeah, I got some of it. After a while, I only go down negative land to a point, and then after a while, something in me just switches off. It's a normal instinct. Look, it's fine. We all have our opinions. I respect Lille. I think they're a good team. I think a lot of fuss was made about wanting to play them. I think people look at reputations more than current form. Lille is a good outfit, some good players. Timothy Weah, Yilmaz, the Turkish striker, that Canadian kid, I've forgotten his name now.
Jonathan Davis.
They've got Renato Sancho. They've got some neat players. Gomez. They've got some neat players, and on their day, I think they can give anybody a game. February is a long way away. I keep saying, and anything can happen between now and then. But look, if Chelsea play their game, this is another one of it's down to us. If Chelsea play their game, they should be able to handle Lille. As tough as Lille will resist, in the end, the cream always rises to the top. We've had injuries, we've had loss of form, we've had a very difficult end of November, beginning of December. So we've become very short-sighted. The real Chelsea is the team that tore Juventus apart and tore Leicester apart in their backyard and should have given them about 7 or 8 that day. That's the real Chelsea. Come January, Chelsea most definitely have to do something about their left back problem. And I'm hearing that Chalobah will be back in on Thursday, back training at least. So some of the injuries are going to begin to come back. We should be able to take care of them. They have a very good midfield, by the way. But we all things done. I mean, let's be realistic, guys. We should be able to take care of these guys.
Yeah. Just before I continue, lads, we are going to be addressing some contract-related stories and some transfer-related stories once we've completed this portion of the stream. There's some talk about, shall I say his name? Erling Haaland. We'll be talking a little bit about him. We're going to be talking about Christensen. We're going to be look at Boogie. We're going to be talking about Tony Rudiger and a couple of stories. We're going to give him a bit of time towards the back end of the stream. Before I go to Alex, I want to just say big up to Julius and welcome to the stream, Julius.
Big up to you all. Good to
Welcome.
see you.
I'm happy to see you here. I know you had work to do, so I'm glad that you managed to finish it and find time to jump on the stream. So big up to you, Julius.
Big up.
Big up. All right, Alex, you've heard the opinions in respect to Chelsea Lille. Let me hear.
No, there is a fantasies. There's no opinions. There's just pure fantasies.
It's debatable. It's a point of view. It's a point of view. Everyone has a point of view and has an opinion. So whether we agree or disagree, it's their right and their opinion is respected. Hold on. It's their right. I'm not sure about respected, but it's their right.
I was gonna ask.
I'm joking. I respect all opinions. Go ahead, Alex.
Here's what I think about Boogie was saying in the beginning with different teams. He doesn't want to say about their current form, but he's saying how it's 2 months away and its form is going to be different. And all of a sudden, when we play in Lille, we're going to be playing in the current form that we're playing right now. The game in 2 months. That's what I was going to say. Like, that's how it's fantasy going. A little bit, because when he was saying about the other teams, he was thinking of in 2 months is going to be a different game, especially against PSG, right? Because it's so far away and stuff like that. But all of a sudden, Lille is going to be right the same form. Anyway, but I think it is true.
Well, Alex, one second, Alex. Boogie, he's got a point, hasn't he? He's got a point, hasn't he? He's got a point, hasn't he?
It's hypocrisy in its finest.
Man just put his sentences together. I don't understand anything. That's fine.
Oh, it's okay. This is how conversation works. Just put the sentences.
Go on, Alex. Continue.
Anyway, for me, it should be a hard game. It's not the playground. It's a round of 16. It's the best 16 clubs in Europe. I never underestimate any teams. Like people always saying young boys and all that. That's nothing. Those teams always come to fight. So does Lille, and I respect them for that. So for me, it's gonna be. I hope it's gonna be a good fight, because how you gonna make better team but playing always against weak teams like Liverpool and Manchester City? You have to have such a good teams like Lille, right, Boogie? So for me, it should be convincing win though. Should be it's February, so we'll see. That's the time when we travel over to play in the World Cup, Club Cup. We should be, if we're winning, we should be energized. People forget that we're going over there, and if we're winning, we should be up in energy. Because I always said that's why I want the League Cup winning first, because it gives you a half-season energy that you did something already.
Taste,
exactly. Taste for the win. I always respected that cup more than sometimes than early rounds of FA Cup. So that's the only I think we should. It's not going to be easy, but we should win convincingly. That's what I said.
Cheers, Alex. Thank you. All right. We'll go to Eric in a minute. Couch Critic, give me your thoughts on Lille Chelsea, mate.
I don't know. I think Chelsea go through. I don't understand this contrarian approach that we've been taking to all this stuff. Now it's like, on the contrary, Lille, they're a very good team. They have, and Chelsea haven't been playing. Like, it's just, I get it. It's great for the attraction of the stream. It produces two different counteracting points of view,
Perspectives.
and but if this is like, and I don't want to entertain it too much because I feel like it's just going to end up going back and forth, and we're talking about Lille when we could be talking about other things. In my opinion, Chelsea should, on form or whatever, should be beating Lille. Thomas Tuchel is an excellent tactician. If he has his squad assembled, his preferred 11, we're going to win that game easily. You can't tell me otherwise, okay? And like, I don't want to spend too much time on it because I think that like it's just going to lead to this micromanaging or microanalyzing a game that we should be winning. You know, like this is the preferred tie. Granted, there are no easy games in the Champions League, but as I said before, you know, we're the champions of Europe, we're the team that people are looking to right now, and we should be able to brush aside Lille and get into the 16s. Sure. If you don't believe that as a Chelsea supporter, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna address the question to Eric slightly different. Based on what Couch said, Eric, Chelsea on paper should win this game convincingly. Do you think that will be the outcome? Eric, you're on mute. All right, Eric isn't there. All right, guys, I'll address the same question to all of you. Is there a reason why Chelsea should not win this game?
Plenty of them.
Sorry, I missed the question.
I said, is there a reason Chelsea should not win this game? And Boogie said plenty. Give me one.
We're coming from the tournament, and we have injury-prone player in our midfield, and midfield is pretty much the essential spot of our Tuchel system. If we don't have them, I mean, we know when the Lille game is. If we manage them,
good point. No, Boogie, good point. I understand what you're saying. You're saying the World Club Cup is happening at the same time. We've got Mendy in the AFCON. We've had injuries. Some of these injuries might drag on a little bit. You know, fair enough. But wait, hold on. I got Julius. Is back.
Is Hazard registered for Real Madrid for Championship League or no?
He has to.
Of course he is, but it doesn't matter.
He is.
It doesn't matter.
He is. Let me just get Julius's thoughts, and then we'll come back. Julius, welcome back. Give me your evaluation of the Chelsea-Lille match. How do you think that game is going to turn out?
Yes, apologies for that. I had to drop real quick, but yeah. So I think we are very fortunate that we got Lille. I'm very happy, especially that I think they had to do a redraw. So to get it both twice in a row was epic, you know. So we dodged Bayern and Madrid. I was gonna be worried if we had faced Bayern, to be honest, but Madrid doesn't scare me that much. But otherwise, it cannot get better than this, honestly. I think we got probably one of the easiest alongside Sporting. But at the end of the day, no team is gonna be easy. It's just easier than the other opposition. I think Lille is a decent team. I don't follow much what happens in the French league, but overall, I'm confident that we're going through the quarterfinals.
Okay, Julius, I asked a question while you were lagging out, and the question was: is there a reason why Chelsea cannot beat Lille? And Boogie said there's a few. I asked him to name one, and he named one which does have legs, or does it? That's the thing. Boogie said we are coming to play this game on the back of the World Club Cup. Chelsea have injuries. We have Mendy going to AFCON, and he'll be just coming back from AFCON. We could be in a problematic situation in regards to squad fitness and squad readiness to play this game, and thus we could lose this game. How do you respond to that? What's your thoughts on that? And then we'll open the debate to everyone. Once you answer, Julius.
Yes. Very tricky question. I'm gonna start with the positives.
Sure.
I don't think we will lose because we are simply the better team. I think we are our own enemy if we lose. It's in our hands. Now the good thing is that by the time we face Lille, we're gonna have most of the key figures back from injuries. Do we have a date? I haven't looked at when are we playing them.
Yes, we have the dates. I'll give them to you in a second. Just continue. I'll give you the date in a second.
Yeah, so as long as we can, and that's something Tuchel needs to manage, as long as we can rotate smartly in the next few weeks until then, and avoid having big injuries.
We're playing them on the 22nd of February, Julius.
Okay, so that's a long time. Most of our players, even Chilwell, probably will be back at the time.
Hopefully.
And we played the first leg at Stamford Bridge, the second leg in France. I just want to add that one.
Yeah, that's amazing. So yeah, I think it would be important to manage injuries until then and rotate in a smart way. Also, another thing I want to add to what Boogeyman said. I know Boogeyman probably saying that the only way we can lose is it's us that we would lose the game. We are our own enemies sometimes, to be honest with you. But the other factor, in my opinion, would be the form of the team. So if you go to the Lille game with a couple of defeats beforehand, the morale could be low, and Lille can capitalize on that and put some pressure on us, try to challenge us. The French teams can get quite physical, so you don't want to underestimate them. That could be another factor, but in general, we have the power, we have the depth, we have the experience, and we are the superior team. Don't forget, 2 weeks ago we were considered one of the favorites to win the Champions League. Things change really quick, so until then, hopefully we can avoid injuries. I want to add one more thing before I give it back to you. We need to find a solution with the left back issue, because I don't think Alonso is going to be reliable in the next few weeks until February. I mean, you never know with Chilwell. Yes, they're saying he's going to be back in January, but until he gets fit, until he gets back to the team and that stuff. Remember, first of the beginning of the season, he wasn't playing because apparently he wasn't fit. I don't know, but he may take some time to get back to form and start playing, especially after an ACL injury. I know it's partial, but players do struggle a lot coming back to form after those kind of injuries.
Sure. All right. Boogie, you heard what Julius has to say. Guys, what's your thoughts on Boogie's statement? Injuries, AFCON, Club World Cup.
It's the same thing. You worry about the next game, injuries, all that kinds of stuff. So I'm not even worried. It's
nothing special.
Nothing special. It's a regular game. Same thing. 2 months.
He's the real Russian, man.
Hey, listen, he's
right.
He's right.
What's to worry? If you worry about the things 2 months ago, 2 months ahead, no, like you're gonna have Aubameyang's hair all the way in the back.
Yeah,
Alex reminds me of Kimi Raikkonen.
One thing that's different to the injuries we're getting now, as opposed to when we were getting injuries towards the end of last season, is that these injuries are coming before the January transfer window. It's a no-brainer. Definitely, Chelsea have to get somebody on the left back position or bring someone back. It's just as simple as that. Will we be weakened by it? Well, a player of the quality of Chilwell will always be missed. But why we're missing it so much is that the player we have there now is subpar. I mean, he's just simply not good enough. If we have a player that's anything near good enough, it will definitely help the squad. So definitely in January, we will have to plug our weaknesses. What can we do about the goalkeeper?
Bobby, I want to stop you for 1 second because I want you to address this comment. I think it's a point of view. However, how much do we value this trophy?
World Club Cup.
That's the only trophy we don't have.
We don't have it, exactly.
Yeah,
so
I will support it more than Championship League trophy at this point because we don't have that.
It's a very important trophy, both commercially, both in so many ways. We need to win that trophy. And talking about sending the youth team, we don't have a youth team to send. What you mean?
We are the youth team. We are the youth team.
Yeah, it's said defense.
To be fair,
defense.
they're struggling.
They're
struggling.
It's not defense.
Can I answer this question?
Yes. Go ahead.
The 88 bus stop, I get where you're coming from, but these titles, people underestimate it. Like example, the World Club Cup or whatever. The club make a lot of money off it, advertising revenue. Each trophy you win, your people that you're in commercial contract with, they pay you more to use that thing as a promotional tool. That's why even when the player win an award, like example, if Mendy was awarded that title, Chelsea make money off that because anytime they have Mendy on a commercial whatever, they have to use that thing. It's more money. That's why individual award people might not like it, but for the club it's good. Each player that win an award is good for the club. That's why Real Madrid and Barcelona, Manchester United, they campaign for their players. But some fans don't realize that these titles are money for the club. The prize money is just a little bit of it, but the commercial revenue they bring in is huge.
I think it's very,
Bobby, sorry for cutting you off.
It's very short-sighted for anybody to think that we shouldn't win this trophy. The prestige level of this trophy is a testimony to the fact of what you've got to do to even be able to play in it. So this is one that we can't let go. But going forward to the sort of injuries post by the time we get back to the World Club Cup, we have got to strengthen. We've got to bring reinforcements, and definitely left back is one, and probably even centre back if we can find someone. That wouldn't be amiss to bring in a bit of cover for the likes of Thiago. I don't even want to mention
they should
midfield.
start earlier learning. They should get to the system, learning from Rudiger.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
even midfield. I think the solution is to look to bring back about 2 loan players. Seriously.
Yeah.
Who would you bring back, Bobby? Who would you bring back?
Left to me, I would definitely bring back Ampadu, and I will bring back Dejan Sterling.
Palmieri?
Well, that's one
Sterling.
I've overlooked deliberately because what's his deal with Marseille? I think it's like the whole season, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think there's a buy option as well. I think there is a buy option.
Yeah.
What about
not
Kennedy?
Sure now, Kennedy's
what's
a
the thing
forgotten
about Kennedy?
man.
Good shout.
Sorry, can I answer Kennedy one?
He's
Where
in
is
Brazil.
Kennedy is an option to buy, but I think Chelsea can recall. But he doesn't want to come. That's where the problem. For me, he's the perfect one we need right now.
Yeah,
We're not gonna. He's
definitely.
perfect for that role.
Yeah.
It will be really good.
And he can't be negotiated by the negotiator.
Yeah, we still.
No, I
own
mean
him.
it's cheaper. Yeah, it's cheaper for Chelsea to call Kennedy because we can pay the fine. It's not much, but compared to the European teams, that's when it's more expensive.
That's what I'm saying.
Is he our player? Yes or not?
He's our player.
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
Get him.
Yeah, we can
Drag
call
him
him.
back.
Yeah, no, we just have to pay a fine. If you
Okay,
wanna
I'm
cut a
buying the
loan
tickets
short,
right
you
now,
might-
Boogie. I'm
Yeah,
going
yeah.
after him. It's just a flight just after
So,
marriage. I'm
Boogie,
great.
you need to call the board. You need to call the board and pay the fine, because if you cut a loan short, you might have to pay, I think, anything up to £1 million or something like that. So
That's
it's
the-
cheaper.
If
And
if
It's cheaper
if
to cut a
MDT
South
gonna
American
give
loan.
me those bags, those luggage bags,
MDT, these are the little things that frustrate me. If you're in a system where you go and get what you want, Kennedy's what we want. He's on our books. Somebody should go and talk to the lad. I don't believe he's going to be. Oh, I'm not going back to Chelsea.
No, he will come, Bobby. He will come. I mean,
Yeah.
you're right. There are people in Chelsea. If they go to Kennedy, he will come. There are certain people. If they go, he won't come. So that's the thing. You just have to know who to
It's not
send.
just Rudiger.
All right. Hold on.
if Boogeyman is going, he ain't coming.
Wait, Alex. Hold on. Okay,
Yo,
listen.
I'll just
Wait,
change
Boogie,
the status.
Boogie,
to Brazil and
hold
bring-
on,
sorry.
hold
Sorry, go ahead.
All right. There is apparently a breakthrough, and we're changing topic because we start to do it gradually, and I want to get to the players that we want to be talking about. And then there's a story today that seems to suggest that Christensen is about to sign a 4-year contract. Now the issue was he wanted a 3-year contract. He wanted a 3-year contract. Chelsea had offered him a 5-year contract. In regards to the fees and the monies, they both agreed on it, but they didn't agree on the length of the contract. It looks like they've come to an understanding, because he wanted 3, they wanted 5, they've agreed on 4. And it seems like Christensen is about to sign that contract. Also, Thiago Silva is putting pen to paper for another year with Chelsea. That has also been agreed, and it will be confirmed and announced soon, as per Tier 1 journalists. The issue is this: Tony Rudiger's contract is still not resolved. From what I understand, talks are still ongoing. From what I understand, he has been offered a 40,000 a week contract from Real Madrid. Bayern Munich haven't.
400. Did you say 40,000?
I keep saying 40 for some reason. The second time I've done that. 400. Because that's what I think he's worth it at 40 now. I'm kidding. No. 400,000 pounds, or is it euros? I think it's pounds. He's been offered by Real Madrid. Bayern Munich haven't made him such an offer, and I think Paris Saint-Germain haven't made him such an offer. But Real Madrid apparently have made such an offer. Now, from what I understand, he is still prepared to negotiate with Chelsea, but I don't know what he is negotiating with Chelsea about, because I don't think Chelsea will pay that figure. So is he going to accept a lower fee? Is he going to accept a different structure of a contract, bonuses, whatnot? Is he going to accept a contract? Also, Mino Raiola recently talked about his player, Erling Haaland, and he said that Erling Haaland will possibly be going to a whole bunch of clubs, but he didn't mention Chelsea. That was yesterday. And today he has mentioned Chelsea. He'd added Chelsea to that list. I think he forgot to mention them, and then he figured out that, somebody, probably Yang Foytov just told him, listen, you forgot to mention Chelsea. And for clickbait content, you have to mention Chelsea. So that's where we are in regards to these players. I want to spend the next, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, just talking about the different outcomes and possibilities that we have in respect to all of these. I mean, we could start with Haaland, because I think that's the easiest one to address. Do you guys think Chelsea are in the market to bring in Haaland to play alongside Lukaku, or not? Couldn't Haaland play alongside Lukaku? Could we have Haaland and Lukaku in the team? Because I want to remind you, financially, it's possible, because he's only going to cost us £64 million for his release clause. And then, pay his dad, a couple of million, 10 million, pay his agent 10, 30, 40 million, whatever it is, and then
it's 60 million. It's
altogether,
60 million.
Alex,
Wages.
altogether.
No, it's
No,
60 million.
I haven't talked about the wages. I'm talking about the bonuses for his
No.
father and his agent.
No, I'm talking about Rayola's separate fee. It's 60 million euros.
Where did you get that from, Alex?
Okay.
From same person. What's his name?
Yeah, I agree with him. I've actually heard 40 million pounds, which is probably.
No, I heard that before when the transfer didn't went through with Chelsea.
No,
we heard the fact that there were a lot of stuff, but then since a lot of things has changed. Yeah.
His fee is not going
that's
down.
the fixed fee. It's not going down. That's the fixed fee.
It's not based. He's not signed contract with Borussia. He's not playing for Borussia. He doesn't have expiration date on his contract. He's the manager. He's the racketeering person.
Well,
he can ask the money as much as he wants.
Alex, what Boogie is saying is there was a new law brought in where he can only have 10% of the actual deal, but that hasn't been signed off on Boogie. From my understand, that was a suggested legislation that hasn't actually been passed yet, from what I understand. So I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I think
when my turn comes, I'll talk.
I'll give you the mic in a minute. I think £40 million for his agent. This is what I heard. 10 to 15 million pounds for his dad, and then the rest is his wages. So and should we continue, Boogie? Should we continue? Do you want to see us do this?
Yeah. In fact, what I heard first was at the beginning. I didn't know exactly what was the reason why the transfer did not fall through, and they were discussing on. I think it was they were talking about it on ESPN, then on Sky Sport, and then people said, okay, so those reasons are the fees that you guys mentioned, 40 something, and for the Mino Raiola, and I think his father is getting something, his aunt is getting something, and the whole thing come close to 80 something million on the side. And on top of all those million, Raiola has to be paid monthly, certain amount of money also. So, and that's the reason why Chelsea did not go through it. Then what's his name? That journalist from
Jan Ogfoitov.
Yeah, said I don't. He mentioned something. He was saying that at least we know now that next season, when the transfer talks start, everybody knows that those underneath talks or those underneath contract, those will not exist, because there's not going to. UEFA will take a look deeply into the contract, and if those money isn't it, the team, whoever team will sign it, will have problem. So all those fees probably will just be forgotten, and it will come cheaper for any team that will go after Haaland. So he saw Chelsea also as a potential buyer of Haaland next season if Chelsea accept that, if they don't have any issue with Mino Raiola way of managing Haaland. So that's what I'm saying, that there is a chance that all those fees that we mentioned, Mino Raiola, his father, his aunt, and there's some member of family that needs a certain amount of money. All those things should not be there anymore, because UEFA will be checking all those things and making sure that the transfer is transfer from Borussia Dortmund and some bonus maybe to the agent, and that's it, and the fees.
Okay, so from what I understand, you have a problem with all that money being spent to bring in Erling Haaland, correct?
No, I just think if for me at this point, I think it will be cheaper for now, not just from Borussia Dortmund, because last time they were asking for more than 150 or more than 120. It will be 63. And not only that, all those fees we're talking about, agent, family members, all those things will just be erased. It does not exist, because UEFA is paying attention to that now.
What if it isn't? What if it isn't? Should we
it has to be. It cannot. That's why almost, like, if you, those are what more journalists are saying. It's not possible. It doesn't make any sense. to have those things
Okay.
in the contract.
If we have to pay it, then we shouldn't get him, right?
No. If it goes that far, man, come on, man. And the other thing is, he's a Mino Raiola player, and when he played 4 years for us, then he's going to be saying, "Oh, okay, his next step is Real Madrid, so we'll be all fighting here." Like, why don't you give him
I'm
1
gonna-
million per week?
All right. I'm gonna ask Julius this question. I'm gonna ask Julius this question. Julius, Mino Raiola is a pain in
The butt.
where? In the butts. He's a pain in the butts. All right. So he's hard to work with. He's always changing the rules. He's always trying to play about with the way reports are being reported, the journalists are being addressed. He causes headaches for the club. Should Chelsea go ahead and pay him a large commission and bring in Erling Haaland?
Absolutely.
Regardless.
Because at the end of the day, Erling Haaland is going to end up going to a club which is a rival. I'm worried if he goes to City. If you want to, we all keep talking about winning and competing, and when we lose, we get angry and we get frustrated and all that stuff. Do you want to win and dominate or no?
Yeah, of course.
Simple question. The answer is yes.
Of course, yeah.
Erling Haaland is the best striker in the world right now, and by far. With his age and his potential, it makes perfect sense. And from a financial perspective, we can afford it. Yes, we're going to have to cough up a big fee for Raiola, but that's not the end of the world. We coughed a big fee for Lukaku. We coughed a big fee for... look at it this way. How many tens of millions of pounds have we wasted on crap players in the past few years? Why is it all of a sudden now a problem financially, or if it doesn't make sense to pay this guy 50, 60 million? I think it makes sense. I would rather us sort this out rather than watch Manchester City doing it and taking him. Because if this guy goes to City, my friend, I think we need to bid farewell to the Premier League for the next few years. And it's going to be scary. We have to get him. I think it's a must. We have to.
All right. Let me hear from Eric Blue. Eric Blue's been quiet for a minute. Eric Blue, your thoughts?
I wanted to get involved with this conversation. I'm not convinced about this whole. Okay, so assuming the money isn't an issue, right? Assuming we can get him, it's an obvious signing to make. The only reason why Lukaku was my first choice is because I just assumed Holland was too difficult to get, and I think I was right. It was too complex. There was too many things involved. It started getting a bit silly with the money. So maybe you can say the club was still to blame because they could have done better with the negotiations. But assuming the money is not a problem, that's an obvious signing to make. There's no doubt about it. Everybody knows his quality.
Eric, I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second. There is a problem with money, and I'll tell you where it is. You see, last transfer window, there was a fee, 150, 160, whatever it was, and the commission, and the backhanders, and the wages. Do you know what's going to happen now? That fee is halved, pretty much, if maybe more than halved. But at the same time, I think what is going to be demanded by the player is going to be increased. What is going to be demanded by the agent is going to be increased. I think the agent was probably asking for, Alex said 60 million euros. He was probably asking for something along those lines. I think this time he'll be asking for that up front, and probably something to be paid to him at the end of every season. Mino Raiola is that kind of person. He will be trying to, he knows what Chelsea offered last time around. And this time around, he'll be trying to get that same money, but this time it'll be going to his pocket rather than going to the club's pocket. That's why I think money will always be an issue when it comes to Mino Raiola. And that is why I am reluctant. I agree with Julius. I agree with Boogeyman. I agree with everyone who wants to bring in Erling Haaland for his quality as a player. I agree. But this aspect, I'll be honest with you, it worries me. Because I don't want to see this have a ripple effect within Chelsea Football Club. I mean, we've been talking, for the past couple of weeks about, can we pay Rudiger X amount of money? Well, we believe he's a good player, but we also don't want to have a ripple effect when it comes to the contracts and whatnot. And that's the same thing that I'm seeing with Haaland. So just wanted to share that with you, Eric, and maybe give some food for thought.
The whole thing about Haaland being a partner with Lukaku, I don't believe that's going to be the thing. I don't think it's. I would have to be convinced that can work. But I also think that we have a problem with strikers. Yes, Haaland might be able to do more than Lukaku. You can argue that, but I still think there's an issue there. I'm not just going to assume that Haaland is the perfect fit, and once he gets, once he signs, everything will start working, in the attack. I don't believe so. So that's something else that people need to consider. I don't see it like that. I just don't. And some of the goals that Haaland scores in the German league, I don't think he'll be able to score those kind of goals in the Premier League. I don't think he will need to adapt for sure. And I'm not, the whole thing about Man City, I'm not convinced about that either. If Haaland goes to Man City, I'm not as worried. I think if Kane went, that would have been more of a concern for me, because the way Kane plays, what Pep could do with Kane, I think it would have been more dangerous. But the Haaland thing, I'm not convinced, honestly. But of course,
are you convinced about Lukaku so far, Eric?
Of course not. Lukaku is not even close to what I thought we would get. I didn't think he was world class, but I still expected a lot more than what he's giving us, which is part of what I'm saying. I don't think it's about Lukaku specifically, even though he hasn't been great. But I think there's an issue with the way we play. I just don't. I don't think we play in a way that gets the best out of whoever is playing as a striker for us. Like I said, Haaland will probably be an upgrade, but Haaland in this team, I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what we expect.
All right, I want to get in Alex. No, hold on, you want to get in Alex?
Actually, I was gonna ask Julius a question. So you're not happy with how Lukaku turned out at Premier League? How do you know that Haaland is gonna be the same way?
Well, it's very simple, because you can't even compare both players. First of all, status, and you can't even compare them statistically. Like Lukaku wouldn't come even close to the numbers Haaland have been pulling since a very young age.
In Bundesliga?
Bundesliga is a very good league.
Okay, why we have Timo Werner? How many goals Timo Werner scored in Bundesliga?
Timo Werner was top scorer a couple of times in Bundesliga, but I'll tell you this: Timo Werner has been utilized more of a wing than a striker at Chelsea. Plus, the system that Tuchel. Another thing, actually, before I get into the system of Tuchel, Timo Werner was not a Thomas Tuchel signing, just as much as Lukaku was not a Thomas Tuchel signing. The other thing I want to mention, that Timo Werner, it was his fault. It wasn't because he's playing at the Premier League. He was missing open nets. What does this have to do with being in the Premier League? He had many chances to score, and if he put half of those, he would have had 20 plus goals last season.
That's why I'm saying how you can make so much money into a person that you're 100% sure that one can work out and one can't. There's no return policy on that.
This has nothing to do with Timo Werner being a Bundesliga player and came to the Premier League and didn't do it. It's just simply his problem. It's something he's working on. And then Thomas Tuchel has been able to utilize Timo Werner in different ways to get the best out of him in the system.
I'm not Lukaku's. Just one thing. I'm not Lukaku's big fan. I never wanted him at Chelsea before, but I can actually make a bet that Lukaku has a better numbers as a youngster than Holland did.
No way.
Oh, I'll pull it up. You
No
Sure.
way.
You need,
One-
you need to do your research. Holland, what's his name? Lukaku actually outplayed Messi on the years how young he was and how much he scored. What? His goal scored is better. What are you laughing?
I'm
It's
laughing
true.
because Haaland in one season probably outscored Lukaku in 2 seasons. I don't
I
know
know
what
at
number you're
Do
no
you
talking about.
understand? Do you understand what I'm trying to compare? How
no
old is
no
Haaland
no
and
you
how old?
cannot. I don't. I just let me finish this one. At no time in Lukaku younger age that anybody told me that this guy is going to be the big thing coming.
It's
Haaland
yeah.
at as 21 years old, we all agree on that one. This guy is going to be what it is, a pure goal scorer. So anybody telling me, I understand the fact that he may have time to adapt to the EPL because he may look physical, but there's always going to be some challenge facing EPL defender. But what I saw of Haaland, listen, I keep telling people I'm watching 9 games in the Bundesliga of Haaland. There is no comparison with Lukaku. The guy is what we say he is. He is the talent that we thought he is. And listen, he can dribble, he can control.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm
fast,
saying Lukaku was
and
such a good
it's
prospect
not
when
me
his
saying
young age.
what?
Boogie, he was a big prospect at a young age.
Oh, come
Same
on.
as Haaland.
He was
Not
with
the
us.
same, not on the
He
same
was
level.
with
I'm
us. We
sorry.
keep loaning him around.
Alex, you're wasting your time. You're
I
wasting your
know
time.
it's literally.
That's what I mean. Thank you very much. You're wasting your time.
Wow.
When people make up their mind, just let them go because they don't
Okay.
believe in stats. When it comes to certain players, just let it go, Alex.
Oh, Lord,
Okay,
man.
let me put it this way. When was Lukaku in the conversation to be breaking all-time records? When was Lukaku in the conversation to break Lionel Messi's records and Cristiano Ronaldo's records in Champions League? When was Lukaku in the conversation to be the most expensive player of all time? You cannot compare the statuses of both players at the same age. Lukaku at Haaland's age was missing a penalty in a big game against Bayern Munich with Chelsea. That's Lukaku. He was nowhere near. He's nowhere near what Haaland is achieving at 2021. I find it absolutely ridiculous.
Ridiculous
To compare the two.
and outrageous.
Like it's mad. It's like you're
Actually,
comparing.
yeah.
It's like
Anybody
you're
coming here
comparing
telling what?
Villas Boas with Pep Guardiola. Like, come on, are you serious, guys?
Oh,
When
all
was
those
Lukaku considered the best striker of all time?
Lord, man, come on.
Haaland
Let
is
it go,
in
man.
these conversations.
If you think Erling Haaland is a best striker of all time, you need to recheck your evaluation yourself.
Best all of
I'm
time.
not
He's
saying
21.
that.
Why would I
You
say
and
all time?
Boogie-
All time.
If you can,
I think he's one of the best
I'm not-
prospects.
I don't care.
I'm not saying he is the best of all time. For me, Ronaldo, the R9, the Brazilian, is the best player of all time, not only the striker. But I'm saying he is in these conversations. Lukaku has never been in these conversations.
No.
Lukaku averaged 15, 16 goals in his whole career. He had a
Like,
good
we didn't
season
watch
at
it. We watched
Everton,
it
and all of a
ourselves.
sudden he's world class.
What? No, come on, guys. Let it go,
So
man. Let that one go.
I have a question for just to change the topic slightly.
Thanks, MDT. You can.
Yeah, if Holland comes to Chelsea, what exactly do you think we will be doing? What do you expect from him that maybe Lukaku isn't doing?
Can
we
I
gonna
answer that?
Yeah,
Are we
he
gonna?
will win the World. He will win the World Cup.
Hold on.
Eric, he will win the World Cup. He will win everything.
I want to bring in Bobby. But before I bring Bobby, I just want to ask this: Bobby, do you see Anelka Drogba in Haaland Lukaku?
Not really, because it's there's totally different platforms, if I can use that term. Anelka had his qualities. He wasn't as good as Drogba, but he could be relied upon for certain games. Drogba could be relied upon for every game, really. He really was one of the best. But in this instance, look, I won't even go into the whole risk-benefit analysis of the two players. I'll just go with what we see. You see a player that moves into space to score goals. You see a player that does score goals. You see a player that has ball control. You see a player that can beat someone. You see a player that has mobility. And then you think this player is not better than someone who is just static. The truth of the matter is that, hindsight, as they say, is a good thing. But many of us had this sight before it became hindsight. We've invested in dead wood, as we've done in so many occasions. Lukaku, I don't expect him to do more than he's doing now. My saddest statement here today will be that I'm expecting this guy to be a bit frustrating, and we'll probably end up in the season in the big competitions having to leave him out of the team. That's how bad an investment he is. Now, if we get Haaland, is he going to play with Lukaku? No. The only option we'll have will be to beg someone to take Lukaku on loan. Is it going to cost us money? You can bet your bottom dollar it is even more money than if we hadn't had Lukaku, because we're going to be paying Lukaku's wages as well as paying this guy's wages, the guy that we should have got in the first place. Yep. Sometimes you need football people making football decisions. And at the time where we couldn't afford Haaland, we should have gone for a lesser profile striker and had the courage to play that striker this season until we were able to get the proper marquee that we're supposed to get. Now it's a panic buy.
Keep Tammy Abraham and Boha.
Well, yeah. People say that, perhaps not. I've been watching Tammy against Roma, and I personally feel that Tammy got to the point where some players need to go away, find themselves, and come back. Mm-hmm. I think Tammy is one of those. I think we should have got someone in. There's this guy for Fiorentina. We should have bought somebody like that, such that if let me put it this way, there's nobody that we would have brought in that if they were a flop would not be doing exactly what our nearly £100 million players doing now.
It's not just 100. I mean, it's 350 per week.
Well, plus 350 a week. So where where's the gamble? We get somebody in that's going to rip up trees, or we get somebody in that's going to end up doing exactly what Lukaku's doing now. I think it's a bad buy.
I have a question for you, Bobby. If Lukaku, over the course of the next couple of months, was to start to score, would that change your perception of him, or are you fixed in your impression of him now? There's nothing that can change your perception.
Mo, till the cows come home, I always say, I remember when we were going for Thiago Silva. Every stream that I was in, I'll say, I don't want this guy. It's too old.
True.
That was my feeling then. Thiago Silva came in. Once you wear that blue shirt, I'm with you. He came in and, okay, he had a bad first game, but you could see he was just settling in. Once he clicked into gear, till today, I will always confess to that statement I made. But I will tell you that he is one of the best things we did, even at this age. And at this age, it's still a bit risky, but he's a fantastic player. Now, if Lukaku turns a corner, I'll do the exact same thing. I want him to succeed. I want to be wrong, but I don't see it happening. And that's Bobby, what I find upsetting.
I have a question as well, because I mentioned it earlier, and there wasn't much of a response. I still think there's a problem with the way Chelsea play. I really do. So I don't know. Does anybody agree with me, or you don't think? Do you think that there's a problem with the way we play in terms
Let
of?
me just give
No,
1
no.
minute.
If I just say this one and then I'll back off. Just this
He doesn't
one
control the
answer,
ball.
because it was sort of I believe the question was asked of me.
Yeah,
And
good.
you see, there's something that you always find in football, as we keep saying, the cream rises to the top. Thiago Silva came into this system. He came into. I'm sure if you put Silva in a flat back four, he'll find a way to position himself to play it. The cream rises to the top. This guy is making fundamental errors, showing he's not good enough. Now, okay, maybe he's injured. Okay, I'm still hoping and praying he will be good enough. It is to the best interest of the club. But when you find a striker in an attacking movement, running forward and hiding behind defenders, and then asking for the ball, where it is almost impossible for people like Hudson-Odoi or Ziyech and so on to feed the ball to him, you've just got to hold your hand up and say, look, this guy's not good enough.
All right, I'm gonna bring in Boogie.
Yeah, the question that
Actually, Kazim, I'm about to leave. Can I say something real quick? And I gotta go to my daughter's concert. Boogie, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Boogie, you good?
You good?
let him come in, no problem.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I gotta go to my daughter. She's playing the French flute and concert and stuff. So here's a real quick stats on Lukaku before I go. Lukaku, when he was 18 years old, he scored 33 goals in one season, 70 out of 73 appearances before he joined Chelsea. Between not in one season and in 2 seasons. Erling Haaland scored
in Belgium.
Yeah, and where is Haaland played before?
Believe me, the Bundesliga is so much better than the Belgium league.
No, he didn't play in the Bundesliga all the time.
He played in the Austrian league before that.
Exactly. This is his first year. What are y'all smoking? Anyway, here's the stats from Haaland before he joined Bayern. Actually, up to now, it's about 50 appearances and about 30 goals in his career. So let that sink in. Guys, peace out. Know your stats before you saying who's and who.
Oh, you know your contacts as well. Like,
just don't understand the game, man.
Alex.
I will talk
Alex,
about it next time.
Alex, thank you, Alex. All right, go on, Boogie.
Yeah, listen. When it comes to Eric Blues has said is the system is a system, right? We not question Lukaku adapting to our system. It's just the basic thing inside that Lukaku. I'm saying Lukaku can control the ball, where we are a high tempo team. I mean, of course, Jorginho slowed the game down most sometimes, but when the game get to the front, we are a high tempo team. So when you have one person that cannot control it, it's difficult for that person to even get the trust of other player. That's why you notice sometimes, even when Lukaku run close to Havertz or people that move the ball as swiftly as a Havertz, they hesitate giving the ball to Lukaku because they're all professional. If I'm playing and giving you the ball, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do the defending also. I guarantee you that it become a reflex. I'm not giving it to you. Lukaku have a basic problem controlling the ball. Now good. When Lukaku has the chance to control the ball, he always drive the ball into a group of defender, which he will always lose control of it. He just does not have those simple tactics. I don't know how to explain it either. It's so elementary, basic thing that Lukaku doesn't do in our attack that hurt my feelings. I would love Lukaku, at least when he have the ball around the ball, to hit it. Just shoot, take a shot. Maybe those may increase his confidence and make him try and do something good. But he cannot play like Havertz. He cannot play like Mount. He cannot play like Werner running in through the chat. But that's what he's trying to do because he doesn't want to be called target man. So a target man. At the end of the day, he hasn't found his own way of playing in our system. It's not a system, but because our level is so high, the tempo is so high, Lukaku cannot figure it out. That's all it is. So at this point, talking about a system, maybe, but I just think the league is the problem. The league is way too fast for Lukaku at this point.
Why did you went from our system and then you went to the league? We don't need to. Why are you switching it like
we
that?
we cannot play different way in this league. It has to go fast, and Lukaku
Yeah,
cannot follow.
but he's played in this league before.
Which league?
So the Premier League.
West Ham.
So
and he wasn't doing too much also at Manchester United.
No, but he scored more goals.
Yeah, but listen,
he has a better
the
scoring
way
rate than he has for Chelsea
play
now.
is way too fast for Lukaku. That's the problem for me.
Maybe that's right. Maybe you're right. You know what? But I think.
And
there's
it's not the
still time.
system. I'm pretty sure that even if we play 4-3-3 with the player that we have, it's just that ball has to move as fast as possible.
Okay.
And Lukaku has to change his way. Either he control the ball, he shoot it, but anything else, he's not good at it.
All right, I want to bring in Julius. Julius, let me hear what you got to say.
Yeah, I just want to say, I want to respond to the stats that Alex gave regarding to Lukaku, Haaland.
Sure.
And I want to say, look, when you read stats or data, you need to know how to read stats or data first before you just look at numbers and you throw it. You need to have context. When you look at the stats between the two players, Lukaku played in Anderlecht 73 games, 33 goals in a league that probably isn't probably not much better than the Russian league, if not worse. Second of all, if you look at Haaland's stats, he played 16 games, he scored 17 goals. When you look in the context of those stats,
sorry, Julius, is that the Norwegian league?
Austrian.
Austria league. My bad.
Austria league. With Salzburg. Yeah.
All right.
So more like it's basic analysis. It doesn't need rocket science. When you look at the context of the stats, the argument that Alex is bringing is nonsense. It's just 33 is higher than 17. No kidding. That's hilarious. So he needs to learn first how to read stats, then he can bring in that to the conversation. That's my response to it.
All right.
So
Cheers.
actually, he scored 17 goals in 15 games.
In 16 games, yeah, and he's saying Lukaku scored more goals. Like that's hilarious.
Because people that defending Lukaku. I mean, listen, I want Lukaku to succeed, but when you're trying to argue, just come with some real stuff. Don't do this. This is nonsense at this point.
Boogie. Listen, the Lukaku Haaland debate should not even be a debate, because I think what Lukaku has achieved during his career, in my opinion, and again I could be wrong, in my opinion, will be eclipsed by Erling Haaland by the time he reaches Lukaku's age. I think Erling Haaland has the tools to be one of the best, if not the best, striker to play the game. Whether or not he achieves that, whether or not he reaches that potential, we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully he will, because I would love to see a player doing that. Again, Mbappe is another one of those players that has a lot of good tools and could be one of the best players that we will see play the game. Now, that being said, I don't want to take away from Lukaku's ability, Lukaku's achievements, Lukaku's history, because Lukaku has achieved a lot in his career. Could he have done more? Maybe. Has he achieved? Has he underachieved? I don't think he has underachieved. I think he has done, what is required of him, what he could possibly do. I think maybe, as a Chelsea fan, as a player, as a supporter of the club and a supporter of the player, I personally do like Lukaku and believe Lukaku could do better. I want to see that happen. And I also understand what Bobby said, and I also understand what you said and what everybody else said. We all, as Chelsea fans, want to see Lukaku succeed. Some of us think he will. Some of us doubt his ability, and that's fair. we're not all going to agree. We're going to finish. We're not all going to agree, and we're not all going to be able to see the situation from the same standpoint. I'm going to give each one of you a couple of minutes to give me your final thoughts. You can give me your final thoughts on Lukaku, Erling Haaland, the Champions League, whatever we discussed. I'll start with you, Boogie.
Yeah, I have to call you back. Yeah, okay. The Champions League. Listen, I'm happy actually that the Champions League is in February on the 15th, and it just gives us room to at least wish that we get a full squad. So the idea is this: how do we manage the team so we arrive in mid-February with a full Chelsea team, a full squad, while we know at the same time that we are, I think, 2 or 3 points behind in EPL. I'm not going to be prioritizing which tournament we should be going after. I think there's a few people on this panel that think the European Cup, the European World Cup, I don't know what's it called exactly, but is also really important. My view is we do not have to worry too much about. We can send our academy, and then we don't even have the academy. So I'm not sure, but it comes down now to Tuchel and our medical team to make sure we arrive in February with a team that has Kante, Kovačić fit, and then hopefully we get even 60% of Chilwell, so he can challenge the Alonso position, if I can call it Alonso position at that time. So I think today's if we get there with a proper team, we should be able to go through Lille. But if we get to the mid of February limping like today, like what we have now, well, I'm pretty sure Tuchel is not gonna go easy on EPL. He will try to stay close to the top, and so that is a challenge. I don't know how we're going to be able to get through that. I'm not sure. So but the good thing is we still have a month and a half to figure this whole thing out. And when it comes to Haaland coming to Chelsea, listen, we just all need to accept the fact that Chelsea is not a team where you come in and then you'll be given time to adapt and then bring goals in 2 years or whatever it is. We have a need, and we thought at that time as a team that Lukaku should be answering those questions, but Lukaku was kind of half. Do I still have 30 seconds, or I already passed it? So Lukaku doesn't seem to really respond to what our expectations. So at this point, I think Haaland coming in, we just have to accept. I mean, my analysis is for today. We have to accept the fact that Lukaku was a mistake. And when you made a mistake in investment, you just accept the loss and then invest again, and wishing that the next investment will be the one bringing results. And if Lukaku is really ready to challenge for the number 9 position, and then fight with Haaland for it, I wouldn't mind them coming. I'm half Julius' way of thinking, but the trouble with all those wages is the only thing that worries me a little. That's the biggest difference between me and Julius at this point. But I would rather have Haaland for sure coming to Chelsea instead of going to any other team in the world, if we can accept that Lukaku was a mistake or a bad investment. Okay, man, thanks for me.
All right, Boogie. Listen, Boogie, I think it's too early. It's too early to say Lukaku is a bad investment. It's your assessment. But
No, that's what I say right now. Right now, I'm talking about now.
Yeah, I know. I think me personally, I wasn't comfortable saying that about Havertz or about Timo Werner, or about other players so early in their in their career with Chelsea.
You have a point. You have a point. Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers, Boogie. All right, let's go to Eric. Eric, let me hear your thoughts.
Yeah. So, sorry, I went away again. Can you just repeat what you said, please?
Basically, I said if I have to analyze Lukaku today, I think Haaland being available next summer, we don't have that much of room to say, oh, let's give Lukaku time to adapt, because Chelsea, we are top team, we need results. I just think the board has to come to that conclusion as fast as possible. Say Lukaku as today is a bad investment, and when you make a bad investment, you just accept the loss and cut the loss, and then invest a new one. Because then I think Haaland has to come to Chelsea.
Right. Okay. So if Haaland comes, then Lukaku has to leave, right? That's what you're saying.
Up to Lukaku. It's a challenging team.
Look.
Eric, I'm asking for your final thoughts on the stream, mate.
Okay, that's what I was. Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure about what Boogeyman just said. To be honest, I say whatever I want about Lukaku, but I still believe he's underachieving based on his record. I mean, forget everything else. If you just look at his goal scoring record, wherever he goes, there's a reason why he isn't getting the goals he was getting everywhere else. So if you want to ignore that, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I think there's a problem there. Haaland would be fantastic. Him playing with Lukaku, unlikely. I don't see it working. It doesn't make too much sense to me. We have to figure it out. It's not worth talking. You can't talk about. It's like the whole Kepa thing, right? So if you want to make the most, you have to try and you have to try and do something with the side, because it's a big investment. You can't just pretend like it didn't happen and just throw away 100 million. So you have to figure it out, do something, maybe something different, try and get the best out of the signing you have before whatever happens in the future. That's the way I see it. So that's the end of it. I don't even want to be talking about Haaland, because I think that ship has sailed. I think it sailed a long time ago. Onto the Champions League draw. Happy with the draw, fantastic. And the main thing is the next match. I'm looking forward to the next match. There's been a little bit longer. I think the players have had a little bit more time to rest. So I'm hoping for a much better performance, honestly, against Everton. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Yeah, no, we'll definitely be doing a match preview before that game. It should be a good game. Julius, give me your final thoughts, mate.
Yes, thanks, Mo. I want to just say that I want to add to what Boogeyman said, because he kind of summed it up for me. I want to emphasize a little bit more on the Lukaku financial aspect. So I think Lukaku would be not only a great investment on the pitch, a great addition, and I truly believe he would solve our scoring goals problems. You can look at
I think you mean Haaland, right? You just said Lukaku.
Oh, I mean Haaland, yeah. And you can look at his records that are nothing, shouldn't be even compared to Lukaku. And I think that would solve our scoring goals problems. And the other thing that I want to really focus on is the financial side. Haaland is someone that has a huge, strong marketing image. He's just one of those players like the Michael Ballacks. There is a huge influx of Chelsea fans that came to the club and started supporting the club because of Michael Ballack, for example. This will have a huge impact on the popularity and the branding of the club globally, and it will contribute, in my opinion, significantly to our revenues. Also with shirt sales. Someone who's at such a young age becoming an iconic player with what he does, whether people agree with it or no, that's a fact. We'll even invite fans from different leagues to start purchasing Chelsea merchandise because of him. Also, you can add the attraction that could be caused because of him being at the club when it comes to the sponsorship deals that we could get in the future. Someone like Haaland Yes, he will be expensive to buy. Yes, his wages are going to be high, but you cannot deny, and you can talk to any risk analyst, that he will have a huge impact, positive impact on the club's economic situation. The last thing I want to add, that yes, the one challenge could be that the wages could cause some disruption on our structure, because other players are going to be like, oh, look how much Haaland is getting paid. But you cannot also compare Haaland to the players that we have at the moment, with all due respect, because he will be paid high for a reason. And I think the players are not stupid people. They're going to understand that Hudson-Odoi will understand that I cannot get paid as someone as Mbappe, for example. That's not realistic. The players know that. So, yeah, there is a little bit of a risk there, but at the other hand, it shouldn't be taken too seriously. So I think the players do understand the status of someone like Haaland and why he is going to be paid highly. So that's my take on. Regarding Lukaku, before I go, as Bobby said, I want to say the same thing. I was against Lukaku from day one, and I didn't have any faith that he would be successful, and I'm not surprised he's been struggling so far this year. Therefore, I also believe he was not a Thomas Tuchel choice. It was a board choice. As again, gambling to see if he can somehow fix our goal scoring issues, and it didn't work. However, I'm supporting him. I will be happy to be proven wrong. I'm not sad. At the end of the day, we all want us to succeed. We all want to win. But when we are asked, whether on social media, whether here, how is Lukaku doing? He's not doing good at the moment, and he's underperforming. The one thing I want to advise the people who sympathize with Lukaku or Lukaku fans, look at yourselves, how many excuses so far you have made, to the point where Thomas Tuchel is now not knowing how is utilizing him. We're questioning the system, we're questioning the league, we're questioning the team not creating enough chances, but we are yet accepting the fact and admitting that we were wrong to purchase him, and we were wrong to expect him to perform on the level we expected him to.
At the end of the season, that can happen for sure.
Hold on, Eric. The same point I asked Boogeyman, I'm going to ask you, Julius. You don't think it's too early for us to judge?
No, because we're midway the season, and also he had 7 games before his injury without scoring in the Premier League, and 10 games in all competition with no goals before the injury. Now, I'm answering the question as of today. At the end of the season, if he goes and score, again, I will not accept to admit he did well if he scored goals in insignificant games or in insignificant situations. I want to see Lukaku do what he did against Malmo, against Arsenal consistently. For me to come out and say, you know what, I will eat my words, I was wrong. And I was too early to draw conclusions. But if he goes and score a goal after we're winning 2-0 or 3-0, and then goes missing in a big game against Manchester City and Liverpool, I'm not having any of it at the end of the season.
Okay. All right. Couch Critic, I saw you in the back, but I couldn't add you on because your devices were not connected. So if you want to try again, I'll try to get you back in here. I'm going to leave MDT to the end because everyone wants to hear what he has to say. It's been quiet for the last half an hour. So I'll leave MDT to the end. Let me hear from Bobby.
You know, in life I don't want to sort of trigger anybody or trigger people, but by my words. But sometimes we can wish something to the point where we become delusional. Marquee strikers or marquee players you don't need them to figure anything out. We don't need to figure them out. When Luca Vialli came to Chelsea in his 30s, he was banging in goals. He was showing he's the man. When Van Persie, when Van Nistelrooy went to Man United in their late 20s, they didn't take time to settle in. Why I refer to Lukaku as a bad investment is that unlike your likes of Timo Werner and Kai Havertz, who's a lot younger, and indeed this Erling Haaland, is that his age and his price do not afford him the opportunity to take the time he's taking. Sometimes you have to just call it, say it as it is. The guy can't trap a ball, not to mention beat a player. His positional sense is poor, and his finishing can sometimes be awry. He needs to have time and space to be able to score. And just as Boogeyman said, this is the Premier League. The league is a problem, and his ability is a problem so far. Now, something could suddenly happen, and all this could change, and we could be talking about the best striker in the world. But realistically, I doubt it. It's been a poor investment. Trouble is, with a poor investment, people get blamed. And so we all have the people we're trying to protect. We all have the fact that, oh gosh, we don't want the club to be laughed at again. We've made a bad. We have invested in dead wood, and the reality is, for what we achieved last season, we've taken a step back in our succession strategy, and you have to draw a line under it. If it takes even more investment, like it's going to try and fix this, go for it. If Haaland's the answer, he was expensive then, he's going to be expensive again anyway. And then we've got what we should be figuring out is how to ditch Lukaku when we get Haaland. That's what we should be figuring out, how to send him out on loan when that time comes. Because I don't see how this guy is going to turn a corner. Now, coming back, I think I have spent too much time on him, and it almost looks negative from me, which I'm trying to avoid. But coming back to where we are now, I think going forward, what we need to focus on is the fitness of our players and the squad additions in order to take us over the line at the end of the season. I actually forgot about Kennedy. I like that idea. I think somebody should get on a plane, go to Brazil, the right person, whoever that person is, and go and talk to Kennedy. I don't think it takes the right person. I just think it takes somebody who's going to be humble and somebody who's going to say the right words. At the end of the day, these are young men. You tell this guy, look, we want you back. We think this is an opportunity for you to really make your mark in Europe. Give him a plan, show him a roadmap to where he fits into Chelsea. I'll be very, very surprised if he says no. Unless Tuchel feels he's not the player of the quality that we need, then we definitely have to dip into the transfer market for the left-back situation and maybe some kind of reinforcement in the midfield.
Okay. Cheers, Bobby. We've got Couch in, but I'm going to leave Couch to the end. Mo has been waiting, so we'll hear from Mo and then we'll go to Couch.
Yeah, to be honest, well, for me, it's very difficult when I listen to people saying how they feel, their opinion, or how they see things. I test. Because guess what? That's not a fact. If you want to debate, you debate on fact, theory, or practicality. You can't debate on somebody's feelings, because if you do that, I'm lying to myself. Because how you feel is how you feel. How you see things is how you see things. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't mean that what you are saying, you're correct. You're just saying how you feel, how you see things. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, but for somebody to say Lukaku is a deadwood, he hasn't proven himself in the Premier League, we all know that's not only incorrect, you're just making it up. Okay, for somebody to say Lukaku has never been a prodigy when Chelsea were after him and every other European club when he was 16, 17, 18, you know that what you are saying, you're making it up. because you're grown up. I can't say you whatever. Maybe you forgot, but you make it go Google before you say things like that. It's like, this is what I keep on. I don't get it. People, it's like people, even older people, they don't read anymore. Everybody is too lazy. They want everybody to interpret things for them. It's like everybody forgot. This guy has the best scoring record, like a scoring percentage, conversion rate when he was in the Premier League compared to Harry Kane. Even till today, he's top 10 in the world. Conversion rate, chances per goal. I'm not saying that he's a superstar or whatever, but for you to dismiss all that because of it doesn't fit your stereotype of how you want a center forward to be. It's like when the Arsenal fans criticize Didier Drogba because he's not silky as Thierry Henry. They're different type of strikers. You might not like somebody the way they play, but for you to dismiss everything they did or do whatever because of it doesn't suit you, that's unbelievable. For me, that's the definition of judgmental. Because for you to think that because of somebody doesn't suit your style. And also, people that keep going on. When Lukaku was signed, he didn't have a preseason, okay? But when he came in, he was fit from Inter Milan, okay? And what happened? His first 2 games, he was the only forward we have that was on form. Mount was out of form. Kai was out of form. It was Kovačić that was providing for him and Aspi. Okay, people forgot that. Okay, nobody complained about his touches against Arsenal. Nobody complained against his touches against even Liverpool when he put on Kai through, and Kai couldn't see him. He put Kovačić through. He put Mount through. Nobody said anything. When he Aston Villa, when we were struggling, the whole team with Saul and everything, when Kovačić put him through, when he dragged us today, nobody said anything. Against Zenit, when we were struggling, 1 chance, 1 goal, nobody said anything. But as soon as they were waiting, anybody that tell me that, we want him to do well, or we want him to do well, or whatever, as soon as he went, come on. If you support somebody, you wait until the season and see what happened. But for you to be happy that, I'm proving right, that shows more about you. I will never celebrate when somebody fail or they're struggling. Because I didn't want Lukaku. I didn't want all of it, because you know me. If you know me, I hate big money signings because I know the structure at Chelsea. I know that. Okay, that's the thing. I know the finances at Chelsea. It's different. That's the thing. Maybe I'm a nerd. I read a lot of stuff. That's it. Okay, but the thing is, when you judging somebody at their lowest point, that you should question that you as a human being. Okay, and Lukaku has started having hard time. All our forward line were on form. He was the only one that was out of form. All our forward line were out of form. He was the only one that was on form. As soon as he hit bad patch, that's it. The Wolves were out. Everybody won blood. That's why I don't want to debate the Lukaku thing. I don't want to talk about it because guess what? It doesn't make sense. People are debating about their feelings, how they see things, how they think things will be, assumption. How do you know all of these players? And about Haaland. Look, Mbappe was bought from PSG for 130 million. He's just seeing out his contract because he's going to Real Madrid. Do you think Haaland will stay at Chelsea more than 3 years? It will be another Mbappe. Neymar did the same thing to Barcelona. Courtois did the same thing to Chelsea and left us with Kepa. People think Haaland will come to Chelsea. You spend 300 million total package, 400 million. That's the price of half of the price of our stadium we want to build. You want to spend that on a player, and the player will come 2-3 seasons. He wants out. And for anybody to think that a football club will make that money, I think you have not studied finance. It doesn't work like that. If we have a stream, I will explain to you when you sign a player, where you make your money, where you lose it. All these things, that people are just throwing things to see which one stick. I cannot debate your feelings. I cannot argue about the way you feel or your perception or the way you see things. That's your opinion. Opinions are not facts. If you want me to debate you, bring facts, theory or practical. If they're not there, I can't debate you. Okay, that's the thing, because I can listen to you. I will accept your opinion. It's your opinion. It's not by force for me. That's why I don't debate opinion. That's why I don't give. When you ask me a question more, I give you my opinion and I give you what's going on. The reason why I do that, I want people to know it's my opinion. Now I see people even reading in newspapers, they read opinion piece and post it on social media like it's a fact. People don't differentiate opinion and fact. They don't differentiate their feelings with reality. because eye test and things like that. It's like I'm listening to my people arguing over their feelings, how they see things. You have not even if Haaland was that a marketing genius, what's Borussia Dortmund? What's their money they're making? What's the money they're generating? Okay, what's their income? What's their earning? If it was that wonderful of a draw, what's going on in their finances? Okay, so people are making things up. It's like crazy. Politicians, footballers, journalists, everybody make things up nowadays because people think about their feelings. They think about how they see things. Eye test. Those are all words I'm seeing now. Eye test, how you see things is a phenomenon or whatever. It's not Luis the Nazario de Lima. It's not Ronaldo, the original.
And as if their eyes are good enough to be able to evaluate a player that plays at the level that they're playing at right now.
You have not even waited for a season.
All you guys are like couch critics, just like me, man. You sit on your couch and you judge based on what you see.
It's
but you
unbelievable.
Don't know
Lukaku has only started 7 games for Chelsea. 7 games. Start. More, start. Because people are counting the substitute appearance, even 10 minutes, 5 minutes. People are going, oh, it's half a season. It's only start 7 games or 8 games.
Can I respond?
Okay. No respond. No. You guys speak for almost 45 minutes. I don't want to hear anything respond here.
It's a final statement. So
okay.
There's no.
So when you
but couch get in, and you let her get in.
No.
Chelsea.
I haven't said anything for the last 2 hours. I don't know if you remember.
And more.
It doesn't matter. You're not here, man.
I will say this. I will say this. We don't have the money.
One second more. Listen, this is the final statement. MDT, to be fair to him, he's been quiet and he's been listening. And that's why I'm giving him time to talk because he hasn't said nothing.
I love my brother. He was boiling. I can see that.
So I'm letting him continue.
I didn't want Lukaku at Chelsea. Like I told you, I didn't even want Kai Havertz. You know why? It's a risk to spend that kind of money on any player. No player is worth that. I want Ziyech. Yes, that's true. I wanted Werner. That's true. Even Chilwell, I want him, but it was too expensive. Okay? I want Vlahovic because it was cheaper. You know why? I know the finances at Chelsea. Chelsea don't have that kind of money. We don't. Our total earning in a year is less than 500 million. You want Chelsea to commit 25 million a year on Haaland salary, 25 million a year. And total package is almost 350 million. You guys think that's all?
You don't have that fact.
Oh, you think
you don't have it?
Go and check.
Boogie. I can't.
Yeah, but then if someone is questioning, sorry. Okay, I'll mute myself.
Final statement. Mo, thank you very much.
Mino Raiola said he will make Haaland the first 1 million pound a week player. He said it on TalkSport. He said it as well.
Mo, thank you, Mo. Final statement. It's been 15 minutes. Just to let you know. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And again, I agree with a lot.
One little parting shot in. No parting shot from me.
No, I'm going to let you come in. I'm going to let you come in.
Oh, word.
Okay. We'll let you come in. More. What you said is something that I wish we had said earlier in the stream because. There is a lot of stats. There's a lot of numbers, and numbers can be manipulated to put one point in front of another, one perception in front of another. So we will definitely address this. I think we will definitely be streaming about this in January. The Erling Haaland story will not go away. We'll be talking about this in due course. I'm going to bring in Couch before I bring in Couch. Redneck, Alex, thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated. Couch, give me your final thoughts, mate. And be quick.
Be quick. That's the caveat to this whole thing, all right? Be quick. Yeah. Seems like that statement ripples through Chelsea supporters. Be quick. Make judgments quick. Don't allow things.
Statement.
I'm going on what's been going on through the community. There's no patience. There's no time to allow things to just bed in before we make quick judgments, rash decisions about like what's working and what isn't. People look at like 3-4 games and make final opinions on eye tests and stuff like that. And it's just, you know, I jumped on because at first I was like thinking, you know, my patience was being tested just with the way things are being approached about this whole Lukaku thing. And then secondly, I was just like, you know what, MDP kind of just came in and just killed the debate for me. Like everything he said was bang on and warranted, you know, that being the final statement. But beyond that, you know, I'm just tired of being triggered, you know, like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like the fact that we call ourselves Chelsea supporters, but you know, you're fiending for a guy that doesn't want to be here, a mercenary that doesn't want to be at your club, over a guy that has shown that he has nothing but love for Chelsea and has been that way since 16, you know what I mean, 17. You know, all of these things are just things that like just boil my blood. And I understand like the whole opinion going one way and the other just comes down to people just wanting to have their opinion be right rather than just be wrong about something. They take every little piece of information that goes the opposite way from how they see things, and they use it to beat Lukaku or whatever. They don't look at the actual hard evidence of what's going on here. So for me, I'm kind of like disengaged from the whole thing because I like most people here did not want Lukaku. I didn't, but I've come to the point where he's here at the club right now, and I'm willing to give him a chance to see what he can do with this club. I'm not making any rash decisions about like, oh my God, he played 4 games and he only scored 1 goal. Oh, he's not good enough. Oh my God, he shouldn't have to adjust to the Premier League. He shouldn't have to adjust to his teammates because he's 28. Everyone's different. That makes absolutely no sense to me to tell me that because somebody's played in the Premier League before, he should not have to adjust to his teammates. He should not have to adjust to the fact that like he's back in the league for the first time. Like what world do we live in where everyone is made exactly the same and nobody should be allotted time to adjust to their current situation? You know, like it makes 0 sense to me whatsoever. So and whenever I hear another Lukaku debate, I think my next approach is going to be I'm just going to listen to what you guys have to say, and I'm just not going to comment because I already know where you guys stand. You guys are not going to change your opinion. You're just going to view it as this is how staunchly I see this whole thing, and I'm not going to deviate from it. Like we've had discussions where you can facepalm all you want. I'm directing this mostly at you as well, to be honest. But like, you know, I've had discussions where like Lukaku hasn't even been brought into the equation. We aren't even talking about Lukaku, and for whatever reason, he gets brought up and is getting like abused and beaten. These are Chelsea supporters, supposedly. You know, so I just allow it now. I'm not gonna engage too much. I'll just let you guys have your opinions of it, and I'm just gonna continue to support Chelsea. That's it.
The sad thing is, it's not because I criticize Lukaku that I'm not Chelsea supporter. That's a joke comment. Yeah. I need to make that clear because we are Chelsea supporter. I criticize Lukaku because what I expect for Lukaku is that top level striker. What I saw for Lukaku, he's not even an average technically. That's what it is. If someone say, okay, Chelsea supporter, I criticize a player, or Lukaku love the team, and we criticize him. Haaland does not love the team. It's not big.
No, I can give you an example of a lot of players that love Chelsea team, but they're not good enough, and we criticize them. We could be talking about the Chelsea badge, and then you're talking about like, oh, Lukaku, when he wears a Chelsea badge, he always falls over his feet. Like,
what are you even talking about? Like, who cares? Come on, man.
Guys, I can't.
He's not good.
I can't. Listen,
I'm not going to stand there here. Someone tell me I'm less Chelsea fan than him. I invest more in Chelsea than.
Nobody said less.
Couch.
Nobody said less.
Guys,
if you cannot handle the debate, just don't come. As simple as that.
I already agree with you. You're right. I'm not going to engage in any ridiculous debates about Lukaku.
Don't point at me and say I'm not a good. I'm not Chelsea fan. I'm better Chelsea fan than you.
You're right.
Stop that.
You are right.
Crap.
You're right. I will not engage with any ridiculous.
No, you debate. But don't point at me.
Debate with any ridiculous conversation about Lukaku with you. You're right.
Yeah. Lukaku is not good for me. He is good for you. That's the debate. It's simple as that.
I'm going to keep this conversation going. Have a great night, guys.
Don't point at me because it doesn't work with me.